brother, and I'm coming for you motherfuckers. That's right. I am in the gym, and when I'm in the gym, I'm thinking about the people who are gonna fucking pay their debt to me. Don't cross the two. Everybody knows that. Don't cross the two. You think your life is not gonna change now? Don't cross the two. Don't work that way. Don't cross the two. Wait for it. Wait for it. Don't cross the two. Everybody knows that. Don't cross the two. You think your life is not gonna change now? Don't cross the two. Don't work that way. Don't cross the two. Wait for it. Wait for it. Don't cross the two. We have no problems, Brennan. My kids didn't abandon me, Brennan. So you better not fucking lie about me again, Brennan. And I'm not fucking around, Brennan. And I'm not fucking around, Brennan. You lie one more fucking time about me, Pinky, I'll be coming to your door. We're gonna have the talk. I'll be coming to your door. I'll be in New York soon, Kev. I'll be coming to your door. One more time, Brennan. I'll be coming to your door. Where were you when they called the school district? Where were you when they got me fired? Everybody coming to Steve's defense. Dr. Steve is a great guy. Fuck off. Where were you when they canceled gigs? Where were you when it cost me thousands? Where were you when it was sold out? Where were you, Sunflower Dragon? Tell me who I'm allowed to be mad at? You don't know the abuse that I've gone through. Tell me who I'm allowed to be mad at? You don't know the abuse, all you assholes. You don't know the abuse of Peter. You don't know the abuse of that Tookie. You don't know the abuse of Clay Dabbler. He's a fucking operator. Everybody knows that. Don't cross the two. You think your life is not gonna change now? Don't cross the two. Don't work that way. Don't cross the two. Wait for it. Wait for it. Don't cross the two. Everybody knows that. Don't cross the two. You think your life is not gonna change now? Don't cross the two. Don't work that way. Don't cross the two. Wait for it. Wait for it. Don't cross the two. Kind of this Puerto Rican thing, I think. I don't know. I just don't like to be crossed. The vague super chats are already coming in hard and heavy. Sometimes when you grip, you go to jail. If you can't beat them, then beat them up. The gig is up. The gig is up. The gig is up. If you can't beat them, then beat them up. The gig is up. The gig is up. The gig is up. If you can't beat them, then beat them up. The gig is up. The gig is up. The gig is up. If you can't beat them, then beat them up. The gig is up. The gig is up. The gig is up. I love that it's been exposed. It's been exposed. I love that it's been exposed. It's been exposed. His own people are realizing it's been exposed. Even John's neglected cat thinks it's been exposed. You fake your fucking super chat, super chat. You fake your you is fucking you is. You fake your fucking super chat, your super chat. You fake your gifted memberships. I know you do. If you can't beat them, then beat them up.
Hell yeah.
The gig is up. The gig is up. The gig is up.
100%.
If you can't beat them, then beat them up.
Hell yeah.
The gig is up. The gig is up. The gig is up. If you can't beat them, then beat them up.
Hell yeah.
The gig is up. The gig is up. The gig is up.
100%.
If you can't beat them, then beat them up.
Hell yeah.
The gig is up. The gig is up. The gig is up. The shit player had zero significance.
Deep.
Significance. Zero significance. The shit player had zero significance upon the Howard Stern show.
100%.
It had nothing to do with the building of it, nothing to do with the style of it, nothing to do with creative input. He didn't write anything. He was never a staff member. He was never on there. Nothing to do with any aspect of the Howard Stern show.
100%.
If you can't beat them, then beat them up.
Hell yeah.
The gig is up. The gig is up. The gig is up.
100%.
If you can't beat them, then beat them up.
Hell yeah.
The gig is up. The gig is up. The gig is up. If you can't beat them, then beat them up.
Hell yeah.
The gig is up. The gig is up. The gig is up.
100%.
If you can't beat them, then beat them up.
Hell yeah.
The gig is up. 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 And Lady K, I'm gonna expose you for the fucking fraud that you are fucking. Oh my God.
I don't have a rebuttal, by the way. Your closing arguments were splendid.
Liberals are cheap fucks.
Why is that, John? Why is that?
I don't know. I think they give a lot of their money to charity. He just bought me 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pints at the pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub, 2. He just bought me 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pints at the pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub. Am I hallucinating here? 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pints at the pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub, 2. He just bought me 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pints at the pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub, 2. He just bought me 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pints at the pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub, 2. He just bought me 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pints at the pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub, 2. He just bought me 2. I don't turn down free beer. Can you show me a picture? I told the world, fucking cowards. I told the world, fucking cowards. I was bullied as a child. I was bullied as a father. But in elementary school, that is an act of violence. Hey, okay, fucking with my guests, fucking with my friends, fucking with my family. That is an act of violence. I told the world, fucking cowards. I told the world, fucking cowards. I done with WhatsApp, I done with kids' name, I done with Facebook, I done with Instagram, I done with LinkedIn, I done with phone number. We're having a Twitter war. I done with WhatsApp, I done with kids' name, I done with Facebook, I done with Instagram, I done with LinkedIn, I done with phone number. We're having a Twitter war. I told the world, fucking cowards. I told the world, fucking cowards. I'm old school. I don't believe in anonymity.
It's time for the Uncle Rico Show. It's time for the Uncle Rico Show. So chug a course, cause here we go. It's time.
Boom!
We're doing it.
Oh, yeah, we are doing it, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the world-famous Uncle Rico Show with your world-famous Uncle Rico host, Mike Morse joining me, Anthony Zenhauser on assignment, working with a young upstart comic. I don't know if you know Louis or something. Louis C.K. he's working with tonight.
Ooh.
So I guess we don't get top billing with that. So he turned his back on us, but have no fear. We have the replacement already waiting in the wings. And it's somebody that I've been waiting to get on here for a long time. This is what happens here. You turn your back on TSA, boom, somebody's in your spot. You can't leave your seat. This guy, a lot of people have broken down John throughout the years. This guy has a special talent, I feel, for it. And I'm still not 100% sure that he's working with John and just working all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, making his Uncle Rico debut, the one, the only, Mr. Adam Bush. Let's go.
Thank you. I'm not competing for Zen's job. I just want to make that clear. I am not a good fit for this show. Let me make 3 points really clear. One, you guys riff, and your comics, I just point out the sad things and extrapolate on how they reflect on a broader human condition, which really brings the room down. You know what I'm saying? I'm only here because I made one appearance on John's show, and I watched you and Bob go over it, and you compared me to who was that guest? David Rosenthal? Who was the guy?
David Feldman.
Feldman.
Right.
Yes.
That was my
Brilliant.
favorite appearance of all time. So when you compared that to that, it made me very happy, and I felt obligated to come in and just return the favor because that meant a lot to me.
I mean, it's an episode we only watched once, but the memory of it, like there's so many moments. He kept trying to sell him on joining him and goofing and shitting on Jackie, and Feldman, in the classiest way possible, turned it around and crammed it right back up his ass. So I mean, Feldman, first of all, is a sweetheart of a guy. I remember talking to him up at Sirius a lot of times. Second, brilliant comedic mind, so fast. He's cut from that cloth. So we got to watch that again on Blunder.
Yeah.
It's been too long.
And lastly, where's Bob?
You really don't keep tabs on the Dabbleverse. Bob has exited TSN. He is doing the Levyverse stuff and doing other stuff, and he's doing a stand-up show with Mike in a little while.
Yeah, next week.
Right? Next week.
Mm-hmm.
So Bob,
when a man and an orange fall in love, we got to let them just go off and do their own thing.
The heart wants what the heart wants, right. Adam. You know that as well as I do. A lot of people are excited to see you here. I knew that would happen.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it. This was all my idea. So let's get to some super chats real quick. We got a little under 900 people in here right now at tip off. Hit like if you don't mind. Hit subscribe if you don't mind. We did 2 Blunder Years episodes today. You get 3 bonus shows a week when you member up here, tier 1 or tier 2, or turn on accept gifted memberships. We have some very generous people in this community that love to gift the gift of a tier 1 membership. So turn it on. The link is in the description of the show, as well as I think links for Adam, right, Frog? Did you put those in there?
I haven't yet, but I will.
Okay, so the stuff he's promoting, we're going to talk about later, and there'll be links in there so you can go check it out. So let's go. Let's get it started. Come on. Mike Larson kicking us off. I sent Stuttering John a super chat today. Couldn't help myself. Sorry, guys. You are forgiven. You are forgiven. Don't let it happen again. Rev Fugly, good evening, shitheads.
Hello to you.
Hello, Rev. That's one of our favorite super chats of all time. Somebody sent them and it just said, good afternoon, shithead. The way he read it, it was just brilliant. Find a house in Canada yet, Mike? Mike,
I'm good. We're fighting a good fight here. Come on.
It's not over yet, as Mike said before we went live. It's not over yet.
Listen, a lot of recounts to do. They'll know in like March.
There you go. Hang in there, guys. Put your feet up, relax. Duke John's disgusting lumpy goiter, formerly Eugene. Screw the election. Let's get STDJ. Oh, hey, Don. How about the theme song to It's the Gary Shandling Show or The Greatest American Hero?
Oh, hey, Duke. This is the theme to Gary's show. Gary called me up and asked if I would write this theme song. I'm almost halfway finished. How do you like it so far? How do you like the theme to Gary's show?
Oh, Shuli.
Very
beautiful,
good,
man.
Very good. And The Greatest American Hero, to go back to Bob for a second, he used to put that song on to hype himself up. Remember, before a comedy show. RDC Anthony gifted one. Let's go. Watching the meltdowns today, especially John, makes it all worth it. Blinky and John can eat a dick. Also, watch Indian Jesus for your Trump talk. Let's support our brown brother, Trump 2024 USA. Indian Jesus is a guy we found doing the show The Raid, and he was just a small streamer, and we came in with the fans, and they started super chatting him, and he kept feeding his dog treats every time he got a super chat, and we killed the dog, long story short. But he has a great show. I voted red, white, and Jew. Shuli for POTUS, TSN for life. Thank you. RIP Army Major not on John's political recap show today. Wow. He sat this one out. I'm not into politics, but I'm very happy today. Thank you. This is my new name. So when do the airplanes start carrying all of the snowflakes to greener pastures? I don't know. I'm not in the loop on that. Boys, as a proud moderate Dem, I am upset about the night, but as a TSN fan, I can't wait for 4 years of John saying dumb stuff about Trump's skull.
There is
See,
a silver
that's-
lining. Yes.
And that's the right attitude to have.
Yeah.
Thank you, Admiral Hackbar. How much nose can you get on screen? We're going to push the limits tonight.
I'm
We're gonna find
70% responsible for that. I think that's 70 to 75%.
It's just nice that somebody else is taking the heat for a change on shows that I'm on. Stutter John Thruway. Now, what'll that whole think of next? Does anybody got a dime? Somebody's got to go back and get a shitload of dimes. Slim Pickens from Blazing Saddles. Stewie Felt gifting 5. Thank you, Stewie.
You dumb fuck.
That's not nice, John. Maggie Lynn gifting 10 memberships.
Suck my dick.
I swallow cum.
Thank me.
Thank you, Maggie. Appreciate that. Been saying this show needs more nerds. Hey, Adam. Told you people were excited. I have not been contacted yet to stand in for Bob. Hang in there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Not over yet. Is this an origin story? Yes, it is. I missed Blunder today. I was too busy watching Libs cry and coming. Okay, well, you got 2 episodes behind the wall you can catch up with. We did, what did we do today? Him and Robin arguing off air, all the amount of Robin, the different Robins that he had to deal with, followed by him working his wife like a slave and laughing about it with Howard, Super Bowl party that he made her, and then Howard and him turning it on Gary and be like, why is your wife playing tennis, Gary? Like, how dare
that
you?
episode's a great example of John not understanding why people are laughing. Howard's laughing at him laughing and being so cruel, and just how absurd it is, how uncaring he is. But all John hears is laughing, and he can't distinguish between the two.
He likes me.
Right. Well, and the other thing it shows is how, like, he was laughing at Gary for cleaning up his son's puke. And he's like, and he literally said, if my kid puked, I'd leave it there for Susanna to clean when she got home. And it was a glimpse into his parenting style, you know,
which is none.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm almost Jurican out. I'm almost Juricaned out, but not yet. Okay, hang in there. Thirsty Merkin, thank you for 18 months. Hey, Shuhi. What's going on? 15 months. Thank you for the laughs over the last 15 months. Nothing like watching Shuli screech and famous author Mike Morse. Oh, hey, Don.
Oh, hey, Shuhi.
Bush. We've got Bush. That's right. I love Adam's thoughtful takes on the Dabbleverse, as well as 70s California mid-century modern Boogie Nights rock wall background. Yes. Listen, those rock walls don't come cheap on the West Coast. You know what I mean? If you got it, flaunt it.
Right.
Got the Champ Network shirt. No one told me they run a size small. Yes, they run small. It's not putting on weight.
It's not me putting on weight.
Oh, it's not me putting on weight. I digress. But I digress. Dixon Cider, legendary. Thank you.
Love it.
10.
Suck my dick.
I swallow cum.
Thank me. Thank you.
How about this one? Do you have this picture ready?
Look at this fucking dummy. This drooling, fucking inept, low IQ, horrible father, douchebag.
Good picture to end it on.
We had a couple of good ones today. We isolated.
Discount got a couple screenshots today from the Blunder Years. Looking forward to Kamala certifying Trump's win in January 20. That was one. Wait, go back. Put that up again. That was mid stutter today. That was a total lock. That was great. Looking forward to Kamala certifying Trump's win in January 20th. Vance 2028 Gabbard. All right. Good luck. Stephen Bravo. Who is this new guy?
Hey.
This is Adam Bush.
Yeah. The Adam Bush.
The one and only.
Right.
I can't decide whether Adam is hilarious or represents the end of Western civilization. Either way, we're going to find out together, I think.
No, Cardiff feels the same way. He sends me messages asking me if I was sent from the future. come back and destroy the Dabbleverse.
You're a looper. I love it. Oh wow, I didn't know Chris Wilding was into the Dabbleverse. Dare you, Dodo? I'm very worried that I won't be able to procure abortions or get trans surgeries anymore. But I'm glad John is still retarded. Okay, well, everybody, silver lining.
Yep.
Eat glass.
Look for the good in
libs.
everything.
Eat glass. Get that shirt in the store, will you? Oh, hey, Adam. I love it. John's a broke twat. We're all fine without Bob. Don hummed the theme to The Friendly Giant. 28 months. Wow, on Patreon. Look at you. June Cleaver's pearl necklace. Thank you.
Oh, hey, Gene Cleaver.
Gary Glitter, thanks for the fiber.
Love you, Mike Morse. Love you. You are a very talented, super cool guy. Oh, hey, Don.
Hey, Team Queef and Beef.
I'm disappointed Don didn't do the part where he starts the whistle. Well, I mean, listen, we got a busy show, Eugene. You know, we're almost caught up and we're going to start the package. Adam and Blind Mike are the class of the verse.
Yes.
Blind Mike breaking the boat story before anybody else. And John admitting today that the boat was not his.
And I was working on a fucking boat song. God.
Well, but hold on. You might want to still work on that because I personally feel the comment came out of nowhere. They weren't talking about the boat, if I remember it correctly, and it seemed a little forced to me.
Oh.
So
he's
I think
he's trying to work
he's trying to throw us off the scent here a little bit. That's my take.
All right.
But the majority of me says there's no way he bought a boat.
Right.
You know, but the way he brought this up today and just copped to it like that, when is John's got to be back against the wall for him to ever admit anything. And even then, he's not going down without a fight.
Adam, your thoughts?
I feel strongly that he just leapt at the chance to confess because they've asked him before, and I've seen it in his eyes. You can see it where he's like, why would I lie? Like he has a little pause, a little hesitation where I'm like, he's going to say, and then he chooses not to. And when they asked him this time, he had the same little hesitation and he just went for it. And I bet it felt better to just get it out because it's not his boat. And he really, which was revealed today in a very embarrassing way, does not want to pay back Vince at all.
Yes.
And feels very strongly that he's not going to let it happen. So he was willing to let that go and take that embarrassment for a price.
You know, it's funny you brought that up because the other day he went out of his way to threaten Vince by saying that someone told him this account that had the Army Major's address up was Vince doing that.
Right.
And he said, Vince, I'm giving you one warning right now. Don't ever do that again. And then he has him on today. And he says, I hear you have a problem with me. And the first thing John says is he goes, is it true that you have $2 million in the bank? It had nothing to do with the Army Major, his address, any of it. He goes, is it true you have $2 million in the bank? He goes, yeah, why? He's like, you can't let me slide on a payment.
Wow.
I remember a time in my life when I was really brokenhearted about a girl and different people came to me and tried to help me and I really wasn't listening. And one buddy just leveled with me. He was like, aren't you embarrassed? And I was like, oh, well, when you put it that way, yeah, this is embarrassing. And I was watching John today and I just could not believe it was worth it to him. Wow.
That's a rock bottom, man. When somebody just levels with you, it just goes, dude. This is not
but
good.
isn't John's mantra always like, oh, I don't need the money, but I love money. I love more money. I love money. Well, he doesn't do this because he does this. I love money.
Yeah.
he doesn't know this is what you're supposed to do.
Right. But yeah, he's it's just, the thing with Robin today was very eye-opening that we watched on Blunder Years because it started with Robin and I were tongue kissing and it ended with him in the back office looking at the e-camera going, maybe it was her teeth. Maybe it was my tongue. He goes, I don't know. but he came barreling in there 100% certain that they tongue kissed, right? And it ends with him going, I really don't remember. You know, it's he's one of a kind. That you cannot deny.
Thank God.
TSN finished what the horrors of war could not. R.I.P. Army Major. I'm sure
J Dead 00.
he'll be back. J Dead. New Bob looks healthier than old Bob. Well, there you go. The reviews are in.
Right.
Rev Fugly, I thought Adam Barta was exclusive to Tan Mom. I'm back. Adam, glad to see a professional on this panel of hucksters. Thanks for classing up the joint. Hey, Frog. Hey, Discount Don.
Oh, hey, Froggy.
Oh, hey, Texas born wrong.
R.I.P. Ojeda and R.I.P. Tara. No homo. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go Bills. VTEL asks your employee why he hates me so much. Okay. Can Don do the Lost in Space theme?
Great theme.
Oh, geez. I don't remember that offhand.
Dun, da, 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 dun, 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 da, 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 dun, dun, dun,
Danger,
dun, da, da,
danger.
da, dun, 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 dun.
That part I
There you go.
remember. I was
Why
looking
you
for my
do
time.
Because I knew that part. Adam, any Dan Snyder stories from Nickelodeon days? Yeah, that's right. Any Dan stuff?
Yeah. Did anybody see the doc? If you saw the documentary,
Yeah.
it's all true.
Wow.
No one's exaggerating. And if they
Wow.
are, there's someone to replace them that actually experienced it. Everything they went through was very, very real. I was very lucky. My brother was my guardian. I was in a different situation, but we were stage 18, they were 19.
Right.
Those were the guys from Head of the Class. Remember that TV
Yeah.
show?
Yeah.
All those guys. We loved that show. We thought
Sure.
they were so cool and so funny. And when I started to hear things, I didn't, it's only looking back now, I could be like, oh, wow, I was a kid too. And I didn't realize what a foot meant to people. I thought it was just, a foot. It was random. Comedy, random, foot, earlobe, whatever. That's the joke. I didn't realize what that could be. So you go through these situations completely blind, like the guy on acid in Apocalypse Now. You're safe, but you're not aware of really of what's happening.
Did you ever worry you weren't attractive enough? Maybe
that was Florentine's old bit where what was it that priest or something that molested kids in his neighborhood? He's like, I swam. I was good looking. What the hell?
See, this is why I'm not right for this show, because that is a real and actual byproduct of that kind of abuse. That's
right. Yeah,
young
exactly.
People have.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why it's in his set.
No, believe me, every guy feels that way, even with women. I mean, hey, I'm not good enough. Come on.
We just want to be number one. You know what I mean?
come
That's it. We just want to be in the top tier. How clever having Adam on after Karl did it. Unique. You caught me. You caught me. I didn't ask him until I saw him on with Karl. How about
Speaking of catching, Shuli, you can catch one of these new shirts at the Shuli Network store.
Wow, the Shuli Network and Gash. I love that.
And that's a quote from
Shuli Network and Gash.
Thank you, Rob Saul. That's available at tsnmerch.store. Thank you. How about a petticoat junction, Don? Hold that one, because I want to get to the package.
Yeah, let's.
It's been 30 minutes already.
Come on,
Adam's here, and Adam, anytime we're going to be doing probably 2 hours. Anytime you want to get out of here or you want to go, by all means, just tap out. All right, Adam Bush, everybody. Thank you, Adam. Bush.
I didn't think he'd say that long.
No, he's coming back. He's just going to the potty.
Sure.
All right. Let me get to the rest of these. Do the other Lost in Space theme. There were two.
There were two? I didn't even know.
What is this? What is it?
There he is. He's back. He couldn't
Turned
stay
into
away.
a request show.
Yeah.
Started the show with audio only. TSN meets NPR.
It's
interesting. Adam, what show theme songs do you know? Now they want Adam singing.
What is your favorite theme? Your show?
Yeah.
A man is born, he's a man of means. Then along come two. They got nothing but the dreams, but they got different strokes it takes, different strokes to take, different strokes to rule the world.
I love baseball.
Let's go.
That's a good one.
Love it. Let's start this off. This is yesterday's show, Frog.
It is.
All right. That's all I know. That's all I need to know.
That's it.
I believe Rob Saul makes an appearance. Do Freebird. Not now. Do Freebird. All right, let's go. It's time for Uncle Rico. Starts are always perfect.
Yep. Like clockwork.
Music starts. Green screen centered.
Everybody knows that.
Ugh.
Whoa! Ahoy, mates!
Ugh.
Oh boy, what a night! We're up to like 3:30, chewing the shit with my bro, and some of his.
How do you not have anyone in your life to look at you and go, chewing the shit? I don't think that's right, John.
Yeah.
I don't think you're saying that right. Chewing the shit?
buddies. Go!
Who drinks like that?
so
Who?
It's so odd. And the amount of energy drinks this guy puts down a day.
It shows you how lonely he is because he really said, you know, what a night to us. Like we were there. We weren't there, John. We're just on your mind.
He said today he was at his PI's house, his brother-in-law's house, and he went there to watch the election. And he said he came out of the bathroom and he thought his brother-in-law was talking shit about him. And he said he came up to him with his fist cocked, ready to punch him.
Wow.
And then he's like, but he was talking about somebody else. So imagine this guy's coming out of the bathroom drunk and just grabs you and is ready to pummel you.
A house guest comes up behind you.
So Vince says, this at your brother-in-law's? And he goes, no, it was at his friend's house. And Vince goes,
my God.
Vince goes, what kind of house guest are you? Even Vince was mortified.
Wow.
And then he shows up the next morning. He takes a sip from his energy drink. He goes, what a night last night. What a night. He goes, unbelievable.
Look at that.
Happy election day for all those who haven't voted. Get your asses out and vote. It's imperative to this democracy that you vote the orange stain out.
Well, I
That's
wonder
not
what
him.
happens.
He's not it.
Handle another 4 years of this guy.
Can we just point out that
You
he is
just drank
winded?
something.
And he's winded. He's winded and dehydrated, and he's been working for about 15 seconds.
I mean, Adam, are you aware how hard it is to hit go live? Like it takes, you know, sometimes one, maybe 2 clicks.
Well, apparently from the start of every one of his shows, going live is something that happens to him. It's not a choice he makes. So he's just rolling with it.
So one of my favorite clips is the bologna sandwich. But he's just chewing and chewing and chewing. And it's just like, you started this fucking.
He's treating us like we caught him at a bad time.
Are you drinking over there?
I'm a little thirsty.
A rotation of drinks. He's like a juggler with that, you know, he's got a bowling ball, an apple. Got to chase down that energy drink with some ice cold water.
So anyway, a lot going on as usual. Lady K is still defending the anti-Semitic racist Pocky and his anti-Semitic and racist girlfriend, Sissy B or whatever her name is.
Whoa.
Burn.
That's when you know you've got to him when he comes up with a nickname for you. A shitty one at that.
That
He
might
really
be
has
the
a
worst.
thing with names. And the other day, they were playing when Howard finally turns on him.
Yes.
When he did that Adam Carolla appearance. And that's the first time halfway through Howard's rant, he starts calling him John Melendez. And he stops calling him Stuttering John because he's reminding him, I'm Stuttering John, Howard.
That's right.
You are John Melendez now for the rest of your life. And you have to live with that. And he went, nope, I choose delusion and fantasy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like your character at Disney. You're dressed up as that character every day. And then your boss takes it away from you. You can't walk around pretending to be that character without the suit on.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's it.
Take the bear head off. You got to go home.
Clean out your bear head locker and get out of here. Exactly.
Can you put Adam up above me, please? He's our guest. Thank you.
Of course. I don't know why the producers didn't do that. Why I have to, but There will be a meeting after the show about it. You
Mhm.
can bet your sweet ass on that.
It really
Thank
became clear
Let's not get
listening to that
crazy.
Robin and some of that other stuff that he really doesn't credit Howard at all for any of the bits that he was a part of. He
Right.
doesn't realize that Howard did the bit. He was just a part of it. He thinks it was all him. He really does.
Yeah.
We threw the question out. It's been asked before, but we threw the question out a couple weeks ago. Does he think he would still go down this path, this entertainment path, if he never was an intern or someone on Howard? And basically, how much do you owe to Howard? We all are fine with admitting that. He's the only one that's not.
Right.
He's the one that was. We were in the ad for the advertisers, and my picture was there. So I'm one of the Beatles, and it's like he will not admit it. He said, absolutely, I'd be in entertainment if it was. Why? Because I asked questions when I was in 3rd grade. That's who I was. Like,
Well,
that's insane.
Yeah, it's amazing. What would have happened is his band, they were an okay band. They would have played around, tried to get a record deal, wouldn't have gotten a record deal, eventually dissolved, and he would have just worked. I mean, he would never have tried comedy. He only tried comedy because he was on Howard.
He
And
tried because he could sell tickets.
Right. Well, he
Working for
tried
Howard,
because
absolutely.
because he had the he got that juice from that, and he only got the second gig doing comedy because of Howard, because he would not have the gumption or the. It takes a lot of work to build a 10-minute set.
Yeah,
and so he would never have done that. And what, acting? You've seen his acting. He wouldn't have done that. So yeah, he would have just been working in Massapequa next to Hitman Dan at the Hitman Dan store, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Why
would he?
I'm
Go
so glad
ahead,
you brought up that picture of that press picture of just Howard, Robin, and John that he talks about all the time.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand that when you work on a national show, they're advertising to all these different markets, and there's a market that wants a younger headbanger, 18 to 49. So they throw John in the picture for that one. And they send that to that one. I've been number 4, 5, 6 on a show, but for the advertising in Sheboygan, they want me to, and I get, it's just that one thing. And you're part of the family. That's it. It's not him. Howard thought it was cool to have a younger, head-banging looking guy. It appealed to the demographic either he wanted to be a part of or that just appealed to him. He thought it was a cool Monty Python look to have a stutterer in the communications department of my show. That'll be funny when people call. It's all very brilliant strokes by Howard that John was lucky enough to be a part of and to excel at.
Yeah, and when is enough? Like, shouldn't you be thrilled being a part of that? Like, I know I was. I know I loved every minute of being a part of that shit. And it was never about how do I get the most out of this? It was always, I'm here. How do I stay here? That was my thing. How do I keep my job?
Yeah.
How do I keep contributing and helping the machine at the end of the day?
How do you get the most out of what you're doing right now?
Yeah. And so, he always sees opportunities. Stockbroker calls in. Oh, hey, yeah, it's John. Let's meet sometime. Blah, blah, blah. He's already working the angle, Everybody gets sized up for what they can do for John, not the other way around.
And go ahead, Adam. Go ahead.
No, he's so sensitive. He thinks, oh, you're saying they couldn't just like me for me? No, they could, but these particular ones don't. So just accept the situation. It's so funny that he's obsessed with being an actor because the reason he was so good at asking those questions is because he could deliver them with no connection to them whatsoever. That was the bit. Do you ever thought to catch his case? What?
I never thought of that. That's brilliant.
Yeah, Howard knew that. If
that's an actor's take.
If he was like James Lipton, did you ever? They'd be like, how dare you? But he says it in a way that makes you go, I can't believe you even just asked that. Can you ask? Oh, no, he did say that. That's amazing.
That's amazing.
And he's like, I should try acting.
Logical jump. Oh, that's hilarious.
And I was just what Adam said a little bit ago about Howard pulling the strings and stuff. You watch the beginning of the E! Show where they have Howard as the ringmaster. That explains the whole thing. He's lording over them, and they do his will. And we watch it today. Get out of here. I'm done with you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and also we watched the movement of like, okay, 3 people are in the studio now to shit on one guy. How do I take that and funnel it to this guy now? What can these 2 guys? Can I get these 2 guys to go after this guy now? And then can I get? And then he did it every time.
Yeah.
It happened to me. I was in studio. I came in to goof on Ronnie and Scott at the Block Party show, and next thing you know, everybody's coming at me, and I'm like, the minute he goes, you know what I heard about you? You're like, I'm fucked. Somebody just ratted me out. Somebody just told on me. But that was the beauty of that show, is nobody was safe. Everybody was a target. Everybody got hit. You know, brilliant. Thank you, Adam. I always thought it was they got nothing but their genes. Don't know shit about Buffy. Straight male. Love you on WATP. Smart money mofo.
Oh shit! It might be jeans. I think he's right.
I gotta think about
Better
it.
line. No, it's a better line. Yeah,
It is a better line.
Mhm.
Let's get back to this. Where'd it go?
And I'm just hanging out here in the Sunshine State of Florida as I'm waiting for Rob Saul to come on, and we shall talk all things Dabbleverse. I noticed something on YouTube.
There's a lot of things. On
Let's see. See if I find this. Let's see.
I mean, what do you mean? See where I find it? You just said it's on YouTube.
Why is there a pickaxe behind him? Did they just recently kill someone?
I don't know. Why can I never find it? I can only find it when
Somebody else does it.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, we're off to a great start on election day.
Yeah. This is the man who cut videos.
I don't know
for
why
the
it gets
Tonight
there,
Show.
Yeah, editor.
and then no. Nope.
Nope.
Nope. No, I can't find it. It was, I gotta click on it. I can never find it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's there.
I don't know why.
There's no sun up in the sky. Stormy weather.
Screw it. Anyway.
And that's my favorite part
They had up.
of any search, is it always gets to the point where he goes, whatever. You should have seen it. He goes, you should have been there.
There. But I can never find it. I can find it when I go to YouTube, and then suddenly it's gone.
Makes total sense. You know? Maybe YouTube is like Phantom Dentist.
Yeah.
They're blocking you from finding that video for a half hour.
It's unfortunate there's no way to save a link.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh.
And he has a booger on the side of his nose, too. He's got something white on there.
Well, something white on the side of your nose.
Well, I said booger, and then I said that.
Yeah.
White.
Listen.
Right on the rim.
Oh, fucking hell. I don't know.
You got it, John.
It was just there. It was just fucking there on my lost interest, and now I can't find it.
Oh, that's a tough channel to follow.
Something about me being the
Douchebag.
biggest celebrity in the Dabbleverse. But now it's not
No
here.
wonder he can't focus on anything else.
Right.
It's something complimentary to him, and everything. Time has stopped, until everything. No one move until I find this link.
Is it here?
It's just one word. My lost interest. How hard is that?
It's amazing.
Is interest 3 syllables or 2?
Now it's gone. Fuck it. Anyone finds it, it's my lost interest. It was had a picture of Kevin Brennan. It was something about me being the biggest celebrity in the Dabbleverse.
Oh, that's the other thing. He claimed today the reason why he lied about the boat was to make Kevin upset. Kevin Brennan. which kind of upset me because all his lies so far have been to upset me.
Yeah.
So now I feel like some foreign exchange student just came into town.
I thought he can't do works.
Well,
Yeah.
you can't unless
lie.
Jackie or Fred come up with the idea for him. But yeah,
Somehow he did. Yeah.
that's the other funny thing today is he goes, I'll tell you what a work is, taping Scott the engineer's phone down and calling it. That's a work.
Wow.
He's like
From
bragging about.
1932.
Yeah, it's like putting $1 on fishing line. That's a work.
Hello. Hey, why is this glued to my ear?
If you want to preserve our democracy,
Mhm.
there's only one choice.
Just drink it.
If you want someone above the law, whereas you aren't, then do whatever you want. But we're not talking politics, of course,
You just did.
because my next guest and I do not agree politically, but we agree dabbly. So here we go. Say hello to my good buddy, Mr. Rob Saul. Hey, Rob.
Hey.
What's your take on Rob Saul, Adam? I'm curious.
My take on Rob Saul is that he has the hardest job in the world for someone like him. You know, he wants to draw attention to his show. He's
Right.
found something that helps him with that. Maybe he's a fan of Howard and all that stuff. But he's trying to be a number two. He's trying to be Ed McMahon. So he thinks his job is to Robin Quivers, is to always tell him what he wants to hear. So he is constantly trying to do that. But that won't work because what John wants is for you to be wrong so he can correct you. So the more someone tells him what he wants to hear, you see it gets no reaction from him. He doesn't even acknowledge it. He just moves on to the next thing because that doesn't satisfy him. He's waiting for something you can be. And I've seen him, you know, switch his opinion on it just so he can correct that person and have that moment, because that's what it's all about and more important than anything else. And Rob doesn't realize that. So it's just this never ending cycle of John being disappointed and him being disappointed and the animal having a good time. The animal feels very cared for, looked after. The dog seems like he's having a great time.
It's
I thought you were talking about Rob.
Oh no, I meant the dog in his arms seems you know, happy.
But you bring up a great point, because when he doxed Rob's number, I don't know if you saw that episode, but
that was one of my favorite favorite arcs. I loved all of that so much. That was such a great day he had that day.
Because he comes on and John is just so apologetic, like it feels terrible. Literally within 2 minutes, he starts with the, well, you know, kind of throwing a little jab at Rob that it's somehow his fault or somehow, you know, he shouldn't be upset. And then after 5 minutes, it was no longer John apologizing. It was somehow Rob's fault, and Rob just has to get the fuck over it. That's it. It happened.
Yeah.
You should know better. I fucked things up. Get over it.
A narcissist has to end up on top and right somehow, no matter how they get there, how they climb that ladder. And that's why another brilliant point by Adam is that's why he loves Clay Dabbler, is because Clay had so many things that he could yell at him about.
Yes.
The
math,
the sirens, the sirens, correct, jumping in, talking too much. And
well,
so
and also like when he doesn't
keep tapping them down.
He got the math questions wrong, and John, now substitute math teacher John shows up, you know. Yeah, but again, to Adam's point, he's right. He's not looking for a friend.
No,
he's looking for somebody that he is okay for him standing on their shoulders to get to the next stage. That's what he's looking for.
Yep.
And unfortunately, that is a never-ending cycle. You know, even the John and Vince show wasn't enough. It had to be, okay, the Duke and the dwarf. Okay, let's put you down. Let's just, and it'll never end. It won't.
Yeah.
You think he's gonna be like Kaufman? He'll have like a 7-foot chair, and then his guest is down here. He'll just start doing shit.
We're
like
looking
that.
at it. Where is he? He's hiding in his mother's basement in Massapequa, lying that he's not at his brother's-in-law with stuff coming to his house. It is that movie. It really is.
Yeah. It's so funny.
Now it's, I'm going to ask Adam real quick. Also, with Vince, obviously Vince
I'm gonna pee. I'll be right back. Sorry.
Yeah, Vince towers over him, not physically, but first financially, and just being able to troll John. He knows, with all the stuff that he's done. So the dwarf thing was a very telling thing where he's trying to balance it a little bit. But I mean, that must be really frustrating to John that Vince owns him. I mean, basically, literally and figuratively owns him. And so, like, trying to think how he rectifies that in his brain.
Well, you see it in the fear in his eyes when Hitman Dan was over last at the stream, and John would get very nervous that Dan was going to say something not in school, that their real friendship was going to be revealed, and how he actually talks to John when the cameras are off and he's not the Duke and royalty. He was very afraid of that, and that's starting to happen with Vince. Vince is a genius. He really
evil genius.
Society needs the deviant to show you when you've gone too far, and he stands on those front lines to warn all of us that doxing is a real thing. All of this is a real thing when you enter this. And I say this not just because I'm afraid of him. He's just so consistent in the delivery and in the trolling. I don't know what the end game is, but I like seeing it play out.
Yeah, you got to give respect that he's a douchebag in every aspect of his game.
Bob and I had a really great talk, Shuli. It was nice.
What?
What happened? How long was that piss? This is for Mr. Gutenberg.
Yeah.
What was it like working with the great thespian Bubba Smith?
Who's the guy who does the voices? The
no,
sound effects?
Michael Winslow.
I like him.
Bubba's the guy who used to play football, ripped the front seat out of the car and sat in the back. That's Bubba. This is a fairly deep cut. How about the theme song? We're not doing theme songs right now to Hardcastle and McCormick. We're getting back to
that's a tough.
How are you?
That is.
I'm out of it. I slept on the couch last night. I hung out with my brother-in-law for.
I'm sorry, Adam. How do you feel about the fact that this dog lover has his dog stolen valor? This is not even his dog. His dogs are just thrown on the floor there, while this Dior is like the fucking Lion King. This is, I mean, it's unbelievable. It's not even his dog.
We say a lot about how John treats his cats and how we think his cats feel about him. All I'm saying is the dog seems okay. It's strange that it's not his own, but I'm happy that the dog is happy and that they have each other. I wish Rob would just get his own dog, and then maybe those two could be friends, and the dog will be maybe a little less needy.
He has his dogs. They don't want to.
Oh, he has dogs.
Lap. Yeah, he does. Those aren't his dogs. When this dog isn't.
I know
there,
that's not his, but
yeah,
he has other ones.
Well, yeah, he's got two of his own.
Where are they? Where are they?
Christy McVie and what's the other one name?
Lindsay Buckingham. I got to tell you, if my dog saw me spending an inordinate amount of time petting another dog, there would be issues.
They would go nuts.
Yeah. You kidding me?
60th birthday, and we were up to like 3:30 drinking, smoking weed.
Shocking.
So how you doing?
This was, by the way, stop. This was a Monday.
This was yesterday. So
well, no, Tuesday. He said election. Yeah, well, but he spent the night.
Oh, so he spent that Monday, right?
Monday night, till 3:00 drinking and getting high.
Right. Yeah. Well, you got to prep for the big vote the next day.
Life well lived.
But he made it clear he pushed his job back to Wednesday, right? The job starts on Wednesday. So he has a little.
Did.
And now we know he's not getting drug tested. So, okay.
Right. That's a clue. But he was on today. So is it got pushed back to Thursday?
Oh, it must have been. Yeah.
Yeah.
It must have
pushed
been.
back. Yeah. You'll get pushed back to Friday tomorrow.
Well, there was a clip of him going, what makes you think I even have a job? And then smiling at the kid, like, wow, you got us. We really thought you pulled a 6-figure job out of your ass and are starting Monday. No, they pushed it to Wednesday.
Do you think he forgets what he says, or he just will say whatever it takes to win the moment?
Yes. I was friends with someone like this for many years. Bob and I both knew him very well, comedian. And he would say different things to different people. And then if you called them on it, they find a way to wiggle out. They I meant this, I meant that. And it's amazing. It must be exhausting to live that.
I want to read this from the great Phil Elmore.
Ooh, I've heard of him. Yeah.
He says, if someone had told me a quarter century ago that one day a reoccurring villain on Buffy the Vampire Slayer would be my favorite guest commentator on a show involving a washed-up radio personality also from 25 years ago, I would not have believed it. There you go. Love that, Elmore.
It is.
Been running around doing errands all day. Ran out and voted. First thing I did, voted. Then I went and did a bunch of shopping and got everything together.
I will say this is the first time that Rob has publicly worn something pro-Trump in front of John. That is a big step in this relationship.
You don't have the early voting there in Jersey?
We do, but I just hadn't get a chance today. So when the last couple days. So this morning was like the
busy guy.
First day I got up and I ran out and I voted.
Well, because he couldn't drive and vote. He doesn't have a car. So
I had to jitney out and vote.
He literally ran out to vote.
Is his behavior pills? Is that what we're looking at? Is it like pills? Is that what's happening?
I think pills are a big factor in my honest opinion, as John would say.
Yeah.
So now I'm free of any legal issues.
You're entitled to that. I mean, I'm hoping it's a neuromuscular disease.
Yeah, we'll call it tension because there's just a lot of tension in the jaw. There's a lot of
The last time I was around somebody who had jaw movements like that, they were telling me about 8 businesses they wanted to start while playing solitaire in a kitchen by themselves.
Then he introduced him and he went on and killed on the Killers of Comedy.
Yeah, there's something going on. This ain't au natural, as they like to say.
The show Monster Trash. Because I mean, how lame was that bit?
Monster Gash
that the shit layer has of their Halloween song, and they think it's somehow genius.
It's very funny.
I know. And I saw people. I in fact, the whole room in my in the chat yesterday hated it, and I was reading the comments on it.
Yeah, 22 people,
and people were saying it was like, oh my god, my sides hurt from laughing so much. It's so funny. So that annoyed me so much. I punished my audience by playing it again, and it was just bad. It's I mean, listen, they did and I admitted on the show, I laughed, and I actually showed family members the cartoon they did of me with Dior here. It was called Betwitched, and they animated it, and it was like the Bewitched theme, and it was
wow, that's a deep cut. I don't even remember us doing that. Did we do that?
Do we have that?
Hello?
Is everyone pissing backstage?
Hello, waitress.
Oh, hey guys.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, is he fucking peeing again? Is Frog pissing?
You know, he's been pretty secretive about that lately.
Frog?
He could have been pissing for the last half hour. We wouldn't even have known it.
Where's Frog?
Frog?
What was the question you were asking? Yeah, what did we do a Betwitched with him? Did you animate something like that?
Rob Saul sure did.
Wow. Can you find that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd like to see. I don't even remember that.
me twitching around.
You guys weren't talking about me, were you?
No.
How was to you?
Yeah, how was the urination?
Yeah.
It took a little longer than expected.
Well, next time pull it out of your pants before you start pissing.
You guys ready?
Yeah, bring it up. I totally forgot about this. Good vibes only. He's wackier than the animation.
Yeah.
It's tough to do.
That's
great job, Andy.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy.
All right, our discount Don animating the world over here.
It made me chuckle. This what's it called? I saw her gash.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Have you heard this song parody that was done, Adam? Just curious.
I have heard it. I have.
Yeah. It was Zen's first song parody ever.
Yeah.
I thought he did a great job.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's not for me, but it's one of the best opening lines of a song. It's a great opening line.
It's not for me. We gotta have that. Peter Travers, Rolling Stone. It's not for me.
No, it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah. You're like Kevin Costner when he met Madonna in that movie backstage. She goes, "How'd you like the show?" He goes, "It was interesting. It was interesting."
It's like when you do a play and somebody says, "How'd you remember all those lines? How'd you do that?" That seems so hard.
And, the whole song is about I guess me having sex with my aunt, and then the video is just pictures of me fucking with dogs. It's just a bizarre video, and
It's almost like it makes no sense.
the thing is, it's just at least make it funny.
I know. I'm trying to find it now. How did you find it?
Someone sent it.
Someone sent it to me. 100%. When Adam speaks, it feels like I'm taking the most pointless college course in history.
I would take this course though.
I would. I'd listen to whatever the fuck Adam's saying.
Yes.
He's just got that voice. It sucks you in, you know.
He's got
Damn
the
it.
insight.
Yeah. I almost went with Winslow. Adam for first mic. There you go. People have started.
I just want to point out that
Jimmy,
I've
but I
seen
also-
Stevie Wonder live many times, and he is more still and rooted than Rob Saul. So, like, Blind Mike hits his mark and is still. This guy cannot stop.
Yeah. It's wild. We've been. I mean, you cannot sit still. We're questioning, are the monitors in different spots of the room? Maybe that's why.
Well, then he has 30 monitors.
Right. That's the other thing. I'm surrounded.
You got to do is search just search Shuli Network and Gash.
Shuli Network and Gash.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, this is why I hate when the dudes are like, somebody sent it to me. You looked for it. You watched it. If somebody sent it to you, forward him the email. Forward him the clip. No, he goes, search for. That's what you searched for, and you found it. Just admit it.
Shuli Network and
I
Gash.
just played it yesterday, I thought. But 2 days ago. I can't find shit, man.
No shit.
It drives me fucking crazy.
John called me a few days ago. I was like, Vince the lawyer thought your show was funny. I was like, oh, that's nice. And then he told me Vince the lawyer thought this bit's funny. So it kind of takes away that compliment.
No, I said the legend.
Oh, I know. But you said Vince before the legend. But yeah, the legend you gave me one day. But you said a couple days before the legend call, you said that Vince said it was funny.
Why can't I find it? It's 2 days ago. Let's see. It's the 5th. So it had to be Halloween, right?
Just in the search bar.
All right.
Shuli
It was if it was 2 days ago and it's the 5th, that would be the 3rd.
Right. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
You should do substitute math.
Yeah.
Pretty
I
good
don't
at
think
this.
it would be the 31st.
No, you don't know that for sure.
Wow.
Well, actually, you do. He just proved it.
Work Gash. In the search bar on YouTube.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
What were you
Where the
looking
fuck
at?
was he looking?
I was on the Wall Street Journal's website. Turns out it's not on there. Oh, YouTube. It's a video. You played it the other day. Where'd you play it from?
On YouTube, and then in the YouTube search, hit Shuli Network Gash. It should be the first one that pops up.
Really, please hit Shuli Network and
Because that's how I found it when someone sent it to me, and I couldn't find my email. That it
Rob
was
Saul Gash.
couldn't find it in your email.
Somebody sent it to me when they couldn't find how to. That made no sense.
No.
So this is their big. Is this a silent mic production?
This is the Chubb Hub. I don't know. I don't know if Silent Mike produced it, but it's Chubb Hub doing it.
Yeah,
and it's funny
we have a whole
Chubb Hub-
Right.
team.
Yeah. Silent Mike. He's our Quincy Jones of song parodies back there. It was 4 a.m. We were all wasted. Mike wouldn't let us leave till the song was done. Did you watch that We Are the World documentary, Adam?
Yeah.
That was a fucking great documentary. I love
I've
that.
always been obsessed with that Bob Dylan segment. It's one of my favorites. I love that.
That was wild. Al Jarreau getting thrown out for being drunk. That's a fun little footnote. And John Candy and Dan Aykroyd hanging out.
Yeah.
We Are the World. Well, for sure, Aykroyd. I think I saw
Yeah.
John Candy there.
Back used to come on my show, and he used to do my voice, and he did a great impression. But Shuli is just such a hack and a lazy person that they changed Anthony Zenhauser's impression of me, which actually sounded like me, and they just do.
I got that memo. And listen, I'm a little upset too. I had my Rob Saul impression. I had to change the whole fucking thing.
Yeah. What, Rob? I hate to break it to you, but nobody's working night and day to master an impression of you. You know.
Impression, because I mean that's what Shuli does. He turned my impression into a Benji impression. He does the song parody. He's just trying to copy everything from the Howard Stern formula. He's just not
Well, gash that was my word for
a
woman's vagina.
So here Rob's on his soapbox and he's stating his case, his grievance, this. John has to alpha him and be like, hey man, you're talking about this and that. Just so you know, the word gash in the song that upsets you, I came up with that. Like, he's insane to just jump in with that.
Well, yeah.
You can't even let the guy cook. Let him cook.
He's also insane to think that. He did not come up with the term gash.
Of course not. But he's going to explain to us why you're wrong.
On the Howard Stern show, I would say, first you get the cashish, then you get the gashish. Just be careful you don't get a rashish. And that was when I was good, and I was the gash man. So they're apparently lifting that from me.
I mean, they lift.
That's a bad case of Howarditis.
I mean, yeah, that's a guy who will never let go.
Yeah,
never.
Everything they do a Benji impression of me. It sounds nothing like me, my voice.
All right, here we go.
I got news for you. The Benji impression doesn't sound anything like Benji. I've talked to him.
Right.
It's just a funny voice. Who cares?
Hey, can you do me a favor and pick up a 6-pack of White Claws and 4?
I'm just going to put this in full screen because I want you guys to watch these two guys just take this song to the face. No reactions at all. The entire song. It's impressive.
I think I've said this. When I first saw this, I thought that was Kevin.
I thought it was KB too.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
$4.99 peanut butter. Thanks. Here, take this credit card. Don't worry, it's not mine. I was jerking off a lab late one night when my aunt came over. To my delight, I thought we were going to my shitty birthday bash, but then she lifted up her skirt and showed me her gash. I saw her gash. I saw my aunt's old gash. I saw her gash. She whipped it out in a flash. I saw her gash. It smelled a little like trash. I saw her gash. It was an incest smash. I started to sweat. A dog fell off of my lap when I saw my aunt's old penis fly trap. I haven't been this turned on in all my life since I heard my cousin was banging my wife. I saw her gash. I saw my aunt's old gash. I saw her gash. She whipped it out in a flash. I saw her gash. It smelled a little like trash. I saw her gash. It was an incest.
It's the most still I've ever seen Rob Saul ever at any point. So maybe there's something to this song.
Smash.
Just really bad.
Oh, God. And they think that was funny. KB, you are the man. You don't need that freaking loser leaving, And then, I thought it was nice, but then Adam decides to freaking put it on social media like the fucking cuck that he is. No, God.
That's the look to change the chord.
No, God. I love you.
He's going from like a G to an
No,
A.
God.
Look down.
No, God.
Just E to A there.
No, God.
To the B. Do you know where those are?
I love you.
He's right. We just don't know how to do song parodies like this
Yeah.
guy. Clearly, he's regular Billy Joel over here.
Oh.
Oh, God, I love you. No, God. Alrighty, how's that? How's that? Thanks for the tenor. He's a views payer and a shit weigher. The views he has are all a myth. He's a dues payer and a lard layer who bangs a big homely behemoth.
Don't talk
And
about
there's
family. Don't
Lady
forget.
K, club feet in every way,
Club feet in
who
every
has
way.
no friends in his lonely life. He makes us all grin with that stupid mandolin as he naps with his ugly mom wife.
Bob Nelson.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And I don't get it.
Remember when he was on a month ago? He's going, I'm leaving. He goes, this thing's just too toxic, guys. He goes, it's not for me.
The best part about DJ Dabbles is that we get to hear how it just sounded in John's head.
Correct.
Yeah,
That's
correct.
what he heard. All of the harmonies and the work and the counter melodies. Like that's how it sounded to him. And he's looking at us like, how can you not donate to that? How can you not give money right now after I wrote that?
Are you not witnessing the genius that is pouring out of me right now? Yep.
Losers over at their loser. They're like, oh my God, I had to pull the car over on the side of the road. I was laughing so hard.
Get the fuck out of here, really?
Rob's just jealous that some of our fans have vehicles.
Yeah.
I don't think it's,
Yeah. It's like, wow, these people are trash.
And it's so funny because I don't get it. Are you supposed to be with your aunt or with dogs? I mean, are they?
I guess I trade off.
Maybe his aunt is his dog. You never think of that? Huh?
maybe he's like, what if he goes, it's a coin toss situation, really?
Yeah. So are they going for you with dogs or you with the aunt?
I don't know. But before they even worry about matching up the.
I like that John needs closure on the song parody. He's like, look, I just need to know what you're fucking. 2 legs or 4?
Depends which bitch is in heat.
The picture with the sound, they could have written a funny song or come up with a better impression,
They're not capable of it. Silent Mike thinks he's
my name is Rob Saul. Yeah, my arm. Like, that's not how I talk.
That's exactly how you talk.
Oh, God, they're so lame.
This is a perfect example of something that happens a lot in entertainment that people don't think is true, which is that somebody makes a fan art or a fan song or a song parody about a person, and then that subject, that person becomes more obsessed with it than the creator. Like, you guys wrote a fun song and then you moved on to the next bit. This guy has thought about how the impression has evolved over time and where it's been influenced from. And John is talking about the history of Gash and where his song falls in that historical context. This is how they enjoy humor. It's wild to see.
Yeah.
And it's funny that like them breaking stuff down like this is every time on the news when Howard would get a clip of an actor talking about their character, like that's what it reminds me of when they're like, I really wanted to feel what the kid, and Howard's like, get the fuck out of it. He's like, just take the paycheck, whatever he'd yell, And
thank you for asking, Howard. I'd originally just listened to a lot of Rob Saul in his, solo show. And then when I started working with Shuli, he had mentioned Benji and the influence kind of came in and it's a method process. We kind of, this is how because they just need to deflect from the fact that it's insults. And John, if anybody insults anyone he knows, he will bring it up repeatedly and specifically what the insult is, and just keep repeating it. So he has a brother in what he feels is this assault, and he'll keep taking them down to his level. So he loves that. What is it about the ant or the dog? The ant or the dog? What is it this time? Is it that you work a day job? Which one is it?
Yeah, he would do that with Clay too. He'd go, I know you're really sensitive, so don't take this personally. Like he would do shit like that too. Yeah. Coach King, those monsters are loaded with vitamin B, perfect for a hangover. Oh, okay.
Okay.
That explains a little bit. I was watching The Rookie earlier, and all of a sudden Adam shows up. My worlds are colliding, and I love it. I hope you're doing well, Mr. Garvey.
Thank you. And that's another example of what we were talking about earlier, Shuli. I don't blame all of you. I have a natural quality that people just can't trust. So it's not you. It is me. And I understand and I empathize and I apologize.
Yeah. I mean, I have to agree with Stewie. Adam is the king of dry humor. Yes. I love it. I love it. John's alcoholic dementia is more in charge than not these days. Love that for him. Couldn't happen to a better guy. That's a quote from John Melendez. Just when I think John is utterly repugnant, the people who choose to be around him go harder. Off-topic thought: when John sinks his boat, the sharks won't eat him because they'll think he's whale shit. P.S. F you, John. A lot of people are upset, you know. Good evening, boys. 9 months. Could have had a kid. Instead, I memorized every word to Hottie with a Body. Skull. My man, fancy hippo. Thank you for the 9 months, my friend. Did Adam Bush washing your balls cost more or less than fake viewers? Just kidding. Adam is great. The opposite of Rob Saul, the podcast death. Dang Lizard, legend in these parts. Thank you. Them watching the song is pure art. I thought it was hilarious.
It is.
I don't get the mandolin thing. How is that funny? Karl has a mandolin. Wow. So does John Paul Jones. Hilarious. What a dork. What the fuck? That was a great point. I think you brought up, Mike, is anyone who's a musician.
Yeah. Any instrument you can play, the more you play, the more impressive it is.
Right. And if you're a guitarist or you play the guitar, you would know that someone who can play the mandolin is impressive, right? Like,
yeah, it's a different structure and you know, it's just a string instrument, but it's totally different how you play it. So to be able to do it is anything. Anybody who can play any instrument with any kind of capability should be impressive to everybody.
But the musician in him gets trumped by the guy who could gay bash somebody for having a mandolin, right, Adam?
Right.
Well, he worships Joe Walsh. If somebody told Joe Walsh they played the mandolin, he'd be like, that's awesome.
Right.
He'd probably start thinking of ways he could incorporate that into whatever he was working on, even if he didn't take it. Like, that's what a musician does. He would realize that if you're ragging on someone for a skill, you sound kind of silly.
Yeah.
This guy says he paid his dues with a mandolin. Like, these are his arguments. How about Petticoat Junction, Don? He doesn't know Petticoat Junction.
Of course he does. Come on, Don.
You know Petticoat Junction?
Yeah, I think I know that. Come ride a little train that is rolling down the tracks to the junction.
Petticoat Junction.
Forget about your cares. It is time to relax at the junction.
Petticoat Junction.
Lots of curves, you bet. Even more when you get to the junction.
Petticoat Junction.
Thank you, Mike.
Wow, you don't expect that on this show. I'll tell you that.
I'm gonna get some more drink.
Sammy Davis Jr. sings the theme to what TV cop show from the 70s? I know this one, but go ahead. You know
this one?
I think I do.
I do, yeah. Sammy Davis Jr. sang the theme song to Beretta.
Was it Beretta or Kojak?
It was Beretta.
Was it? I thought it was Beretta, and then at the last minute I thought it was Kojak.
Don't go to bed with no price on your head. No.
Right.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Stuttering John admitted boat is not his. I was wrong about him. See, now this is what happens when you're a pathological liar. When you tell the truth, people are like, I don't buy it. You know, so I don't know that he's admitting that the boat's not his. I don't know. It felt weird how it came up today.
Sure did.
Is Stuttering John working on the railroad? There's a pickaxe behind him. Yeah, he's not doing anything with that pickaxe. He's at
Wouldn't
somebody
that
else's
be
house.
just the John thing to do, though? Would be to admit to not owning the boat because he thinks that will get people thinking that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And I didn't think about it until you brought it up, Frog. And then I watched it again. And I'm like, that was weird. That came up weird. That was forced.
There was just something about the way he brought in Mr. Sativa, Bob Sativa, at the end of that little boat speech that I think briefly he was, I know it sounds crazy, embarrassed to be doing this when he caught Bob in his eye. So he's like, he brought him in to be like, I mentioned you. I said it's your boat. And he's been living with this for a while and he knows it's going to come out. And it's just getting to be a real repetitive cycle. I don't know why I love it so much, but it's enjoyable every time.
I think part of the love for it is the fact that we all see it coming a mile away and he just won't stop trying. You know what I mean? You're like, it's like we know the play you're about to run and he still runs it.
It's like we get to be Howard and enjoy the Howard Stern show we used to love in this way because we're laughing at him and he thinks we're laughing for a different reason. We're laughing at him.
Yeah.
He thinks it's something else. And that's why it kind of scratches that itch. And I find it so enjoyable because it works on so many levels. And this is another one of those things. He's like, I fooled you all. We're like, we weren't fooled. He's too busy laughing to hear us. Like he doesn't know.
Yeah. Adam Harry Bush, love his takes. He looks like a female Rachel Maddow. Adam, what was your favorite ETM moment? Mine was when he rubbed his cock on the phone. Great question. There's so many.
Yep.
Yeah, that's really tough. It's really tough. I love all the stories of him on set. And I did particularly like when you interviewed him in the dressing room there and Tia Carrero was there.
Yeah.
And I love, again, it's like he has the most monotone. It's so monotone. It's beautiful. And he's like, I should be an actor. People need to hear my take on these things. And it's like he got his chance and he never realized, just like John, he never realized Howard wasn't the cause of all of his problems. He was saving his life. But
really
just like Eric and just like John, the person like David Feldman who comes to save his life will ultimately leave feeling worse off for having even tried.
Yeah, it's a fixer-upper gone wrong. You know, it's someone trying to flip a house and the whole foundation's fucked, and it's just a loss. You ain't gonna do it, no matter how hard you try.
Which actually, that was pretty much John's real estate career as well. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because he never brags about selling a piece of property, which had he done that, of course he'd be talking about it. Of course he'd be bragging about it.
I think that cabbie fight broke him, because it wasn't real life. It was Perry Caravello stuff. And for him, it was real. Yeah. So I don't know if it's always been like that or it was just since then, but everything is close enough. He got the real estate license. He's a real estate mogul, right?
Right.
He's headlined in Reno. I'm a headliner. I substitute taught. I'm saving the younger generation. Everything is just close enough. He believes, he's like, get me in the ring. I've done it before. I'll do it again. Now, I have a real question for you. How did Perry, because I know Detroit, Windy City, or what was the movie?
Windy City Heat.
Windy City Heat, right. I remember that. How did he make the transition to the joke being on him to being able to monetize that for himself? Because it seems to be something that John can't do. There are ego limitations or something there that's keeping him from just letting the joke be on him in that way. How did Perry do that? Do we know?
I think part of it is he was in a car wreck. He has some sort of brain injury, number one. Number two, after Windy City Heat, the internet wasn't really a thing. There was no, video podcast. There was no super chatting. And I think these new guys, Tom, who's with them now, and their crew, they were already in on Twitch and they knew, the streaming stuff. and it's brilliant. But you're right, John could make more money than all of us combined. He'd be laughing to the bank every day.
And we kind of gave him the opportunity too.
Absolutely. Yeah. But if he actually did IRL, if he said, here's my address, send me whatever you want, it's crazy. I know it sounds nuts, but I mean, Perry makes a living sitting there for 6-7 hours a day. You know, they have like with super chats, they have like a video queue for super chats. And I remember one night early on, I sent in a video with a joke, and I think I waited 45 minutes before they got to my video. It's not like they weren't playing videos. It's how many people were there participating in that, because it's hands-on, it's fully interactive. And that's something he's always got to be the winner, Adam. You know that. He's always got to be the alpha. There's no way. It's fine if he can tell an embarrassing story about himself, but he has to be the one to tell it. You know what I mean? It's got to be on his terms.
No, you said it. Perry listened to someone and trusted them. Royce would have figured this out. One of these people would have figured this out. He wasn't going to let that happen. And it's one of the reasons I find this whole universe so amazing and riveting. It's that John is tortured and he's so unhappy. And so are many people in this world. But John could just click his heels and look at it differently and realize all of his wildest fantasies have come true. If you have a show and there are 6 wrap-up shows discussing your show is I've never been a part of something like that has that much. That is crazy. And he has it. He dreams of the kind of Menudo fame where they would steal his couch cushions from his just to get a whiff of them. Like this is,
and people were excited. They were excited.
It's real. If he were saying that, it would sound like a delusional fantasy, but it's actually happening for him, and he can enjoy it. That I got to see. That I love to watch.
Listen, with the in real life, I don't think he would even have to do all day. I think if because he drinks every night, you know that. He gets shit-faced every night. So if he started at 8 p.m., 8 to midnight, and just streamed live as he's getting drunker and drunker, I'd watch every night.
Mike, there's guys that make their stream. Oh, look at me and Eric. That's on the road with him. That's the dressing room when Tia Carrera came in. There's a picture I took with him at the
big
set.
Feet. Look at it.
Yeah, I said it looks like a guy got run over by a train. He's just sitting there, you know.
No legs, big feet.
There's us on the road, passed out. Yeah, he was fun as fuck. Yeah, everybody, look at that. Look at that photo. Hang that up in a fucking museum somewhere. Jesus Christ. Legends.
There.
That's the one. That's our first major fight, was that picture. I asked him to send me that picture, and he said, as long as you don't post it online. And the first thing I did was I made it my MySpace profile picture, and everybody took it, and he was so pissed.
Were you in the Black Panthers? What's up with that armband?
That was the Howard 100 News. Yeah. That was the Stern Fist logo.
That was the Stern Show logo. Wasn't the news? Yeah, that was Howard.
Yeah, it's the Revolution, baby. 1906. What you talking about, dog? Come on, man.
Do your research.
And thanks for the $2. Friendly frogs frolic freely from France. Is that supposed to be a tongue twister? I mean, that song is as bad as that work they did.
Oh, the work. I forgot to talk about the work again on the show last night, but I'm glad you brought that up, because I was saying to you on the phone, I'm like,
the phone.
Why did they even
the phone? Rob, don't say phone.
Yeah, I don't talk like that.
You're doing a bad impression of yourself.
Why did they? I'm sorry. I'm getting tongue tied.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about it.
Your dog's blowing you?
Yeah. Sorry. My tongue's tripping over Xanax right now. My apologies.
Why?
But why would
Dior's tongue?
They even go through with it? I figured they would just be like, all right, didn't work, and let's just move on. But they had to have a way to bring Anthony Cumia back, because Anthony Cumia hadn't been on. So they racked their brains and decided.
Stop for a second. Now all I hear is his accent.
I know, it's all you can hear. But I love that this work that didn't work and was such a failure is going on week 2 now of breakdowns. And, it's just John not wanting to. Every day he had another excuse about the work. The first day was it's pathetic. Second day was, well, I was nice to him to get information. I would do that a million times over. Third day, it's back to pathetic. It didn't work, blah, blah, blah. This man has zero integrity. That was the whole point of it. It was one text message. All of a sudden, he's a fan. Anthony's a hero.
Yep.
Come on, stop.
That was it. We're supposed to take political advice from someone who says that his enemy is a racist, anti-Semite, also hero.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a tough combo, man.
We'll just say John was too lazy to respond and that this work. And they're like, 2 months. That's how you do a work. But everybody, even Anthony's employees, that his followers that kiss his ass are like, no, the work failed. But they had no other choice because they couldn't just bring Anthony back without addressing what happened. So they had to pretend that this work was like fantastic. And they're all cheering when Anthony comes in. And he's like, there's Anthony comes in with his popped up face. This motherfucker thinks that I'm really gonna.
What an idiot! What an idiot! Really, Anthony? I'm the idiot. You're the idiot involved with this stupid work, and you called the wrong number. You didn't even call me.
I know.
I'm sorry. Did you see what we just saw right there? Like, that was crazy. Rob wasn't even listening to what he was saying. He was just watching John trying to get a reaction, like a gesture to a king, anything he could do. And when talking intelligently wasn't working, he resorted, he likes when I make these high-pitched laughing sounds. I'll just go to that. And then it worked. And he could finally shut up and John would start talking for a fucking second.
All right, now I have to see it
working
again.
man in showbiz.
He really is.
Again.
We should watch it again.
Fuck you, Adam, man. I got to watch it again.
Adam's good like that.
Yeah.
Hold on. They bring it back.
His followers that kiss his ass are like, no, the work failed. But they had no other choice because they couldn't just bring Anthony back without addressing what happened.
Checked out.
They had to pretend that this work was like fantastic. And they're all cheering when Anthony comes in.
It worked. It worked.
Yeah.
The high-pitched sound alerted him. He was like, he's back.
And he's like, there's Anthony comes in with this motherfucker thinks that I'm really gonna.
What an idiot!
That's in wrestling. They call that a hot tag when he just makes it to the corner and tags his partner. Now he's in. I'll pick up the rest of this slack, Rob.
What an idiot! Really, Anthony? I'm the idiot. You're the idiot involved with this stupid work, and you called the wrong number. You didn't even call me.
I know.
You're near. I lost my dog.
Yeah, the dog bailed as soon as Rob started screaming. Dog's out of there.
Has-beens. Never was.
Oh yeah, definitely. There never was. I mean, Anthony
has been.
Yeah, Anthony was somebody, but now, I mean, even Opie was like.
You can't sit still watching him. You start moving, right, Adam? I do the same thing. I know it's contagious.
Dude,
yeah,
how lame.
So, question.
Yeah, why is this arm so much more gigantic than his other arm? I've had that question.
No, I think I know what he's going to ask. Is it about the hair?
No, actually, it's about the fact that John just said that the prank was so lame that even Opie was like, come on, what are you doing? Did Opie talk about this, or is John just having delusions?
I haven't seen anything about Opie. I think what Rob was referring to was Steve and Garrett were reviewing the work through Kevin Brennan's eyes. So I don't think they got all the information, and their assessment was, well, it doesn't sound like a work because the way Kevin explained it, it's not, but that's what I haven't seen anything about Opie commenting on this.
No, me neither.
John does this a lot. It's just his pulling at whoever he can think of, and he knows they don't get along, and that he can probably get away with saying Opie doesn't like something Anthony does. So he's just grabbing at it and pulling him down.
There was a very telling thing in the Robin episode today where Robin was recapping the kiss in the car. And she said, John refused to get out until I gave him a kiss.
Oh.
And we were just like, wow.
That's
Where
not,
that's not a good look.
no.
I get it was a different time, but it's not a good look.
And
Rob?
she said every time she dropped them off, he would ask.
Yeah.
And
every
finally, he said, "I'm not leaving until you do." Oh, creepy.
Yeah.
I think Robin, and I'm just speculating, lived an isolated life, and I
Yeah.
think her and John were intimate. They were close. I think they
Sure.
were really close, and I think John betrayed that confidence and immediately used whatever that, I'm sure, real intimate moment that happened in the car, and used it for radio clout and betrayed Robin. And whether it was a kiss or not, it was intimate and it meant something to them, and he just abused it. And if this were 2024, he wouldn't be working there anymore over this.
No.
They'd be like, get out of the car, get out of the car.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely.
And can we now comment on what the fuck's going on with his hair? Look at that hair, Rob's arm. It goes halfway up and then stops.
Oh, I don't know. That's interesting. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I mean it's like wax floor and then jungle
carpet, shag carpet.
Yeah.
It's just like and like because I had Vince on yesterday. We're like, how the fuck do they think that was a good bit in any way, shape, or form? And they act like it was.
But John tells it as if he's going to have a guest on that disagrees with him. Like he was like, I had this guy on the other day and he thought it went well. And we debated about it. We talked about it. No, of course Vince is going to agree with you. If they got a link to come on, they're going to agree with you.
It's
I know.
It's amazing. Jim Norton became like the actual star out of that. And he was the third Mike.
Well, Jim is actually, well, I mean, Greg's an okay guy, but Jim is a great guy too. So good things happen to good people.
Is that a move? Is that an alpha move to call him Greg and not Opie, to kind of let Rob know that I have a personal relation? Like I actually know this guy, so I'm going to call him Greg instead of Opie.
So they call him Elton John Reg.
Right. Right. I feel like that was
I was hanging out with Reg last night,
right. Sit down, youngster. Let me tell you about Greg.
I think it's everything to John, and he repeatedly refers to Jim Norton thanking him in his book, and his thank you is to John. It's to a bunch of first names from the Tonight Show, and John is one of them. And he's like, that's me. That's enough for him. So yeah, Greg. He calls him Greg. He's not a Anthony and Opie guy. He's just talking to Greg,
Right. Right.
Well, so not bragging, but I was thanked in a Jim Norton book. I forget which one, but
yeah, it just said Mike. Yeah.
I said
gay Mike.
It said M. I assume it was me.
Well, take it, man. Run with it.
No, he did, Mike.
I was talking to Greg, from the Greg and Tony show. Wasn't that a great show?
He does this all the time. Remember when he did it to Larry the Cable Guy? But
Dan Whitney. Yeah.
And he couldn't stick with the bit. He keeps calling him Dan. He keeps calling him Dan. And then he's like, why does your chair say DW?
Yeah.
It's that long pause. And he was like, because it's Dan Whitney. Oh.
It's amazing.
Hey, while I have Adam here, I quick, because we just did the what's your thoughts on Ray DeVito?
Oh, good question. Ray DeVito. You familiar? You into any of that? What's your thoughts?
He makes me happy. I have no ill feelings if that's what we're mining for.
No.
I haven't seen his stand-up. I'm curious to see it. I enjoy his
okay. He's good. Yeah, he's good.
Persistence. To me, he's a lovable character. I haven't seen what that spark is yet with him, but I liked him when he was on John's show for a while. That was interesting. I loved how Ray did not let John big time him.
Yes,
like we're all comics in this room, and that's something he can stand for. And he treated John like another comic, which of course made John very uncomfortable. He's like, no. This is I expected this to be a relationship where I am the king and you are a servant, and you're coming to me treating me like a comic. I don't like that at all. And Ray stayed with that until John was like, I can't do this anymore. So I love that.
Okay, it's so funny you bring that up because that's one of the times I had so much respect for Ray when he said to Ray, let's do a show together or let's do some stand up. And Ray sends him a number of a guy who's got a room that he can book. And John goes, well, what am I supposed to do with that? It's like what we all do. You call the guy, you get his availability, you give him yours, and then you book a fucking show. He goes, no, I meant like if you do all the work, I'll show up. And Ray was like, nah, it doesn't work like that, homie. Sorry. So,
and let's just make something clear. The reason we know Ray is not a serial killer is because he seems exactly like a serial killer.
it's too on the nose. I agree.
Well, Anthony's just a horrible human being, you know. But this was just, I loved that it was such a failure, Rob. It's just because nothing better when they're trying to fuck with me, yet they exposed how lame they are to everybody. You know, and even their own Anthony's former staff members are going, I don't get it.
I listen. I would have laughed at him still, but I would have had more respect if they would have went, if we tried something, it didn't work, and brought Anthony back. Like, we thought we could get Stuttering John, but you know.
I told you assholes we should have just done that. Now Rob Saul doesn't respect us.
Oh no.
Idiots. Blew it.
Right. I guess we've done too
we
many.
had fun.
It was a good time. Adam, show's all yours. We're out of here.
Works on him, and he wasn't biting. But so Anthony Cumia, here he is back on the show. I'd still like, haha, you lost, but I'd have a little more respect if they would have just. But they come on, and it was just he's just so fucking delusional, Shuli. It's just insane.
Yeah, and I don't know where they think that a work is something to be admired. I mean, I did pranks, but the
pranks are different than works. I mean, a work is just, and then he says it with that smug, stupid face. He's like, 2 months. That's my friend. That's how you do a work. Like, no.
How did you get a lisp? All of a sudden, you got the Karl lisp.
I don't know.
That's how you do it.
For a guy critiquing people's impressions, that was dog shit. Come on. I got a grown man holding up a mannequin head doing a voice.
Yeah,
that's
I like to see what's inside that mask. I'm sure he's done some shit.
Adam, you're muted.
Oh yeah, I didn't mute you.
I'm so glad because you missed nothing.
Framke with a $49.99 super sticker. We love you, Frank. Thank you very much, my friend. Please let them lay him to be peed upon in Florida. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Trying to do a family show here. I love how Adam breaks it down. Mind is blown. Yeah, absolutely. He's our sorcerer. Adam, what comes first? Stuttering John's narcissism, stupidity, laziness, or his alcoholism? Personally, I think his narcissism got fed by fame and enforced by the rest. So we were doing a chicken or the egg type of debate the other day about stupidity or laziness. Which is the biggest factor in things not going well for him or not the right decisions being made? But I guess you could throw those other ones in as well. Narcissism. What are your thoughts?
I think the answer is yes. Because to him, laziness is fear. If I never really try to write the song, I never really fail at it. And DJ Dabbles will do it for me anyway. So I kind of did write it. Laziness is fear. A mistake people make in thinking that people are slower, think less. I think it's the opposite. I think they're thinking so much about every little thing that it causes paralysis and a stammer. And you to not be able to speak clearly because you're having all of the thoughts about all the things all the time. And that look is not a blank look. It's a locked.
Trying to figure it out.
And I think that's what he suffers from. Insecurity and fear. And that can manifest as laziness and a lot of other things. And then the alcoholism relaxes all of that. So the reason the stutter stopped around the Jay Leno show is because that's when the full-time drinking started, and the drinking will make that stop because there's now no thought behind what I'm saying. I'm just going to say whatever I feel, and I won't get locked in. What do they want me to say? What is they want me to say? What would be funny? What would Artie say? What do I really feel? I don't know. I haven't been speaking. Here's something.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. That's right on the head. Jess, he had been bragging about his money. Vince the lawyer mentioned Stuttering John owed admission of the boat to get Vince the lawyer off his back. Also admitted to owing money to his accountant. Interesting.
Wow.
Oh, hey, Don. I don't. Hey, dude. I'm not doing hey, dude right now. John is a broken, hurt boy with a low IQ and a terrible impulse control. But at this point, it's
the point. Yeah.
Somebody just said in the chat that John is a child star, and I just want to let them know that I think they're 100% correct. There's a saying that people's maturity stops the day they get famous, right? And luckily, I was never famous. I wasn't a child star. I was a child actor. Nobody knows who I am, but John, it stopped the day he started interning there, and he felt like he was a part of something.
Yeah.
Never grew. And it's only actually regressed, I think, because of the alcoholism. I'm sorry. I know it's a comedy show.
No, you're right, though.
It's
Right,
great, man.
And that's why he never finished college. He was close, but he's like, I don't need college now.
It's all the same thing. It's the same. He almost did. What's the difference? Come on.
Yeah.
Right. Till Kingdom Come. Does your guest do voiceovers for Adult Swim Network?
I'm a big fan of Seth Green. I think that's what you're referencing.
Oh, okay.
I love Robot Chicken and what they're doing there.
This is a great Mike Morse, massive muscles right on the head with this. Stuttering John tomorrow. Who the fuck is this guy? I mean, I didn't watch him because he's not even funny. Who is he? Can you tell me?
Yep, spot on.
Yeah. Even though you think he'll remember having you on?
I think he'll remember having me on. I do regret not asking him because he told me he vetted me with all of his, I forgot to ask him. So what did they tell you about me? So I can find out how good his intel is, because they still said, let him on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Adam, if John wasn't famous, would he correct his narcissism somewhat, because there would be fewer people he could alienate?
I think the fame didn't help, but the qualities were always there.
Yeah. And I'm sure, I mean, as an actor, you've met very narcissistic people. And when you get into the deep depths of what John has, it doesn't matter whether you're famous or not. The guy I know is not famous at all. Still has exactly the same delusions of grandeur that John has. It's a little sadder, and he has to work. He actually has to work harder because John had so much handed to him at that early age that it fed into the narcissism, and he made money off it. Our friend did not, so he has to keep. He can't be lazy because he has to live, but he can still lie and narciss, I guess.
I do know that person that you're talking about, your narcissist friend, and somebody led me to their website, and I read, and I could see all of what you're talking about very clearly on display in their bio. I'm guessing they're not like a raging alcoholic.
No. He used to drink a lot, but he did give up. He's big into coke in the 80s or 90s, which who wasn't? But yeah, I mean, he really abused it.
We got to get him on with us. We got to get him on one night.
We'll get him on. And he's a fun guy. Listen, and that's the thing about these people. The most fun guy in the world to hang out with, because it's so outrageous. It's like hanging out with a cartoon character. It's like going out with Homer Simpson. It's like it's always going to be entertaining. He's going to do something stupid. And Florentine and I and Levy and all these other comedians would just hang out, and it was so fun because he was off the rails. He was on the rails, but he's also off the rails.
John totally has the boat, the helicopter, and the robos. Wait, that was Riptide. Never mind. Yeah, you're getting you wrong chat. All right.
Yeah, no, that's how you embarrass yourself and embarrass Anthony Cumia and embarrass everybody involved. And you have all these guys yucking up. Even your buddy Bob Levy is like, this was so lame.
I know. I listen. I'm hoping that Bob is really just like I hoped Anthony Cumia really woke up. But I think they're pulling another work. I mean, it's just that's all they do. But
look at those guns.
it's just it's terrible. The work, because Bob is saying like that's the reason, one of the reasons he left. He thought that he didn't want to be a part of this work and thought it was stupid and stuff like that. But I don't know. Again. And now you got Kevin Brennan screaming, now I got to wait 2 months. Shuli says the work takes 2 months. Now I got to wait 2 months to find out if Bobby's really left.
How is our old buddy KB doing?
Wow. This is like a dude asking another dude that saw his ex-girlfriend somewhere in public, right, Adam?
So is she seeing anybody?
Right. How'd she look? Yeah.
Because the truth is, he knows he's seen every episode and every post on her Instagram, but he wants to know what he thinks about what he saw.
Right.
So, right. One thing he doesn't miss is KB.
Tim Bollinger, thanks for the $5. I think they were saying Rob has sex with his aunt and his dog, and also jerks off dogs. So,
thank you for the clarification.
Yeah. Sums it up.
The only thing that would make that funnier if it was some town hall or some city council and a dude walked up to the mic and goes, I think they were referring to Rob who had sex with his aunt and his dog and also jerks off dogs. Thank you. You guys have a great night. I started watching season 1 again of What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, been watching
and
it.
when they go to the city council and Nandor leans into the mic. It's so fucking funny.
Oh. This great comedy parody song, we all have to analyze it because we can't figure out what the fuck it is.
Yeah, well,
It's
comedy, folks. That's how you do comedy, baby.
Yeah, man. Daily Smelly, thanks for the 2.
Can you imagine if you're just skimming YouTube for live shows and you see this shot and you're just like,
what?
You're tuning in, right? Nobody's going past this. You're like, I got to see what the fuck this show's all about.
And also notice how he, like, when it's about him or his stuff, he reads it in a very slurred voice, very fast, but he went out of his way to really enunciate every word. And he knew as soon as it started, oh, this is bad and against Rob. Let's play this out till the end and really articulate what's happening here. He does it every time.
And the other day he was blocking people that put the letter L in chat. That one hammers Rob and he reads it word for word. Oh, it's so great. And look at Rob and Dior with the same head posture. They're very proud.
Ironic that Mexican Chihuahua will be deported in January.
Well, hey, times are changing.
Yeah.
Bucks looking like a Trump landslide, especially in Florida.
Florida probably will, yeah. I mean,
well, that's Florida.
I'm in Jersey, and we're usually blue here, so he might not win.
Speaking of blue,
well, it's all going to come down to Pennsylvania, isn't it?
Yeah, I heard Pennsylvania is like the main one. That's why they were both in Pennsylvania last night.
Oh, really? Racist, anti-Semitic, pox-scarred has-been. There we go. Thanks for the $5. Rob, didn't that grifting hack Zenhauser used to suck your schmeckle to get on your show as the fourth mic behind even Abel's? Talk about a turncoat. Is that true?
Exactly. Yeah, it is. I mean, the guy is a complete fucking loser. I mean, he just tries to get on it. He was always begging to come on Levy Land when we were on there. He was always trying to he's always got his fat fingers into something because nobody wants him. And, finally he found someone hacky enough like Shuli, and this is his big break. And before, oh, you're a good dude, Rob. Oh my, you're so good at I mean, you really have a talent with this. You really have a talent. Now he's on the shit where I sell her gas and talking shit about what a piece of garbage.
We need that drop.
Rob Saul is. You fucking fat loser. You're a nobody.
Sheet Chittison, member for 4 months. The point of this work was showing Stuttering John has zero integrity, and it worked perfectly. You two disingenuously washed Ant's balls because you thought he hated the Sandusky Network. Well,
we didn't wait. When did we wash his balls? We said, well, at least that's something. Well,
excuse me, Shuli.
At least he
So I couldn't find this clip before I rendered the package, but just, this would have been a flashback had I found it in time.
Oh, I love it.
Ant was Rob's hero. Don't lie, Rob. My PI has clips.
No, Ant was never my hero. I thought Anthony was a talented guy. Howard Stern was always my hero, and he's not on the political side of me anymore. And Howard Stern was a guy that I looked up to. And even when I had Anthony on the show, I said, I hated you without even listening to you just because Howard Stern told me to hate you. And I said, and once Artie went on,
Smart.
He was doing the Artie and Anthony show. I said, and then it was like, wow, this guy's really funny. I missed out on a lot of funny stuff because of Howard. But Anthony's not my hero, but he is a talented radio broadcaster.
Well, the good thing is I'm glad Anthony has chosen to take the high road on me.
Yeah.
And because of that, I'm taking the high road on him.
Oh,
Not Jimmy Stewart, my man.
Wow. There you go. There you go.
Well, so everything is forgiven.
I mean, I remember when Anthony came on one night, he goes, I just got this email from Rob Saul inviting me to come do his show. And in the email, he's like, I'm a huge fan, been a fan for so many years, blah, blah, blah. And he brought up the email. We joked about it. Then the next day, Rob's like, he sucks. He was never funny. And it's just like when you're disingenuous like that, like, just come on, be like, hey, that pissed me off. I sent an email and the guy goofed on me. You'd win over more people than to come out there and be like, this guy couldn't make me laugh if he tried. It's like, come on, stop it. You can't argue about his track record.
Right.
The guy's a fucking radio legend. That's all. Jad Allen, we call him the professor. With Adam on, I feel like I'm taking a college course deconstructing Uncle Rico, symbolism, syntax, and stupidity in the postmodern Dabbleverse.
I like it.
Love it, Jad. Good to see you, pal.
That's exactly what I said. I said at least he has some.
And also, Adam,
sort of value.
Adam, if you have something that you see, you could just if you hold your hand
just
up,
jump in there. I'll stop it. Don't worry about us. And she is a guy who texted me personally and was like, he bought the work. He gave me a goodbye text, and he was one of the few people that I was like, yo, relax, dude. We're working on something here. But
no,
so
I didn't know what it was, but I thought something happened, and we'll find out. It was nice because you were so silent about it. It seemed like you were embarrassed and didn't want to share it, and that was very believable.
There were a couple of different paths we laid out with this that had a lot to do with me being silent. But at the end of the day, once I heard him utter the words that Anthony's a hero, I'm like, we don't need to do anything else. It's done.
Away from that. So nobody said, oh, we love Anthony now.
And a credit to Anthony, he doesn't do works. He doesn't do pranks like this is not something he does. Yeah. And the fact that he was willing to do it with us, it was great.
Oh, yeah, he's the greatest. Nobody said that. We said at least he's showing that he has some sort of fucking values or dignity. And then when we found out it was a work, we're like, oh, he really has none, like we initially thought.
Yeah, and if I said he's still a racist, he's still an anti-Semite, but if he saw the light when it comes to the shitware, God bless him. Yeah. But of course he didn't, because he's just as trashy as they are.
No, we were not washing his balls.
Penis Wrinkle 12, thanks for the $2. Stuttering John called the known racist and kid basher a hero. I don't even ever calling him a hero. Anthony Cumia is kind of a hero in all this.
Yeah, that's what everybody was saying. I guess that's what the work is. They're saying that you were calling him a hero for saying that, for denouncing the Sandusky Network.
Well,
I would figure if you did,
yeah, that sore is bad.
Yeah, I want to see how it's progressing. We've been watching it. It's like watching a child grow.
He said to Vince today, I scratch it like twice and all the skin peels off. And I'm like,
I know they have things called Band-Aids.
But I mean, you take it off and you have your wound is now 3 inches longer.
Oh man,
we've been seeing these sores on his hands for years now, right?
Yeah.
He revealed recently they're also on his feet.
Yeah.
Oh,
he followed that up with, I'm going to see a skin doctor about that.
Wow.
This is the state of his life right now.
Yeah.
He has open wounds on his
Wow.
hands and his feet, and
Wow.
he's going to the gym.
Yeah. Well, first pickleball, then I'll figure
Right.
out why I'm bleeding everywhere.
And dating and boating,
Yeah.
and this
Yeah.
is what he's doing. Like, can you imagine not feeling a sense of urgency?
Can you imagine waiting for the machine and seeing the guy on the machine and just blood dripping down from his palm on the fucking, and you're like, yeah, you go ahead and stay on it. I'm good.
I hear on his Bumble profile says, if you like stigmata, you're gonna love me.
Saying that you were calling him a hero for saying that, for denouncing the Sandusky network.
Oh, ooh,
Wow.
that's nasty. I mean,
Deep.
they've been like a third of that, the biggest ones we've seen, like a third of quarter to a third of that. That's a huge fucking gash.
And I swear when we saw it on the boat, it was in a different
Shuli
direction.
Network and Gash.
it was in a different, it was vertical, I'm telling you, when we saw it
Oh,
last
I
time.
don't know, man. Oof.
Thank God he's not really dating or going to the gym. Thank God none of that is actually happening, or I would be
Thank
concerned
God.
for the Cape Coral population.
Thank God.
I would figure if you did, that the clip would be out everywhere. Can we get like the clip? I mean,
Yeah, can somebody get me the clip,
because
I'm sure there's
Anthony a hero.
because if it happened, then I'm sure I could. There's a reason for it.
Yeah, you're an asshole.
You know, I could see myself going, he's a racist anti-Semite, but if he's calling out the Sandusky network, I mean, that's a heroic thing to do. I can see something like that. Like, at least he's... Anthony Cumia warned me. He warned us all. Who would have thunk that Anthony Cumia is kind of a hero in all this? Because he warned me a month ago. I thought it was a work. I truly thought it was a work. But now we know it wasn't. Anthony must have known something. And, look, Anthony and I have had our problems. He's the first one who attacked my family,
Patient zero,
yeah.
which was unforgivable.
A
But I
pioneer.
have to say,
which was unforgivable.
but
But
that I applaud him doing something honorable.
That's right. Uncle Anthony's a hero. Come sit on Uncle Anthony's lap. I'm like a
I'm looking at Adam's face watching him. This is his Anthony Cumia impression.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with this.
spot on, man.
Yeah. I don't usually I
is he
don't have to
doing?
tell people.
Yeah.
Anthony in his glasses.
superhero. Like that man, Superman. Come here. My superpower is cleaning dirty heinies.
Ryan A.
Wow.
Oh wow. Oh my God.
Have you ever been to Puerto Rico?
Have you ever been to Puerto Rico?
I have not. I would love to go, but I've
Oh,
never.
you should go. Hold on, I'm just gonna get a drink.
Love to go.
That's how the conversation works. Yeah. Tell me about it. I'll see you.
Why would you want to go later?
Oh wow.
He
And I
really
love
thinks
that-
everyone is just in his room, in his head, watching all of this from his POV. His whole life is just that POV. It's why he cuts off the gagia and he cuts it off because he
Right.
still hears it. He
Right.
doesn't
It's-
know we've only heard the cutoff and it's very unpleasant.
It's literally like, you know, he what's the saying? We're all it's your world, we're all just living in it. Like
Mhm.
that's it. That's it.
Mhm.
That's it.
I gotta recover from my hangover.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was shopping today.
Leave the
Just
door
leaves-
open. Great
leaves
idea.
the door open. Oh, it makes me nuts.
Well, grocery shopping.
This is
And
your
then the-
show, John. This is an unpaid guest. This is your show. It's called the Stuttering John Podcast.
You know how to spin plates? No. Here's 4 of them. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Diddle a dog. I won't be long.
Didn't even make it to the gym. I'll go after the show, before my show tonight.
Okay.
Or I'll
Show.
go tomorrow before work.
What happens if
maybe
Rob lets
skip
go
a
of the
day.
mic? Does it fall down? What happens?
It's a great
Yeah.
question. I don't know. But it's just like as soon as there's nothing on Reddit, it's all about the errands they ran that
Yeah.
day, you know. Check the tire pressure, you know.
Why the hell not?
Love you too.
Yeah, John. I don't know that comedian Tony Hinchcliffe. I don't know. I don't think it was that
Saul,
bad.
ladies and gentlemen.
It was. I mean, I don't even think the joke was that offensive, right? John, you work with
offensive.
comics.
It's interesting. If you watch the way he comes back in, he's looking at the camera, and it's almost like he wants to make sure he's hiding whatever beverage is in his hand.
I don't
From
even think the
camera.
joke
Look,
was
you see him
Yep.
look up and
Yep,
see the
it looks
shot,
that.
and then he goes
whoa,
that
whoa.
way.
John, you work with comics. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he didn't say it, but yeah, this guy Tony Hinchcliffe.
Who is this guy? I never even heard of him before.
Yeah, he has a show. It's like one of the biggest.
Stand-up comic, John Melendez. Not familiar with Tony Hinchcliffe.
Political pundit John Melendez.
Even big. Tony was mainstream fucking news. Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
Puerto Rican. John,
Yeah.
you're Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You are correct.
Podcast out there. It's called Kill Tony.
Yeah.
I never even heard of him.
Yeah, all like the all the right wing and conservatives go on it in the comics. I think Roseanne's been on there, and
Yep, that's what Kill Tony is, a right-wing conservative comedy show. There you go. Perfect.
Starring Roseanne.
Starring
Wow.
Roseanne.
I even had like Ric Flair on there. But
And special guest appearance, Ric Flair.
I mean, it's just it's like a comedy podcast, but most of the people on there.
It's an open mic that is run by comedians, and comedians come on and judge. Entertainers come on and judge comedians doing 60 seconds. That is Kill Tony. Thank you.
Oh.
Are more conservative or Republican.
Penis Wrinkle 12. Thanks for the $2. Are you home and ready for work tomorrow, Stuttering John?
Now he gets up
He's
and
going.
leaves. Everybody's going, you want to do that to me? I'll do it right back, bitch.
All right, stop. All right. Will John berate him or yell at him to come back?
Oh, will he? Hey, just give me a heads up next time. You're gonna go off
Or
set.
just say, "Where are you?"
Right.
Yeah, I say yes.
Yeah. I don't think he's ever looking for Rob once he's there.
Well, but Rob didn't ask permission.
That is true.
For the $2. Are you home and ready for work tomorrow, Stuttering John? Big day. No, I took off. I'm gonna I might stay out here tonight
Porch.
because I don't feel like driving. It's a 3-hour fucking drive home.
I mean, 3 hours is nothing. It's nothing.
For a comedian, no.
They got me. Rob, they got me. I didn't buy a boat. It was all a work.
Show us the title.
Look, we got him, Rob. I didn't buy the boat. What a bunch of idiots.
Stuttering John and I have been working on this work for 3 months about this boat.
Dumbass Adams, 2019.
There's so much silence when Rob reaches the end of a joke or an impression.
Yeah.
I've never heard silence like this before. Amazing.
You tweeted to Artie to kill himself. Why? I didn't. I made a joke. Maybe it was a little off color, but
It's
it was
not
a
off color.
joke.
It's
And
not-
Artie and I were at
Not what off color
war.
means.
No, Artie made a joke. You replied with drink some more bleach.
Yeah.
What was it like stabbing yourself? That's what you reacted with. All Artie was doing was busting your balls as a comic. That's it.
Right. And it's not off color. Off color means something sexually inappropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was inappropriate, but it wasn't off color.
Right.
We were fucking. Artie was a heroin addict and was fucking so out of his mind crazy. He betrayed his friendship.
So give the addict all the responsibility.
Mhm.
Take none of the responsibility for yourself. That maybe you jumped the gun, maybe you overreacted, took things to a personal level.
Nobody talks about what his addiction did to me.
Yeah, it's like when he's sitting right. It's like when he's sitting there calling Gary cheap, and Gary's like, "I gave you $5,000 to buy your house. Like, who are you calling cheap, asshole?"
Not only me, with Bob Levy too. So much so, Bob told me that Dom, his son, that he never saw, wanted to beat the shit out of Artie.
Yeah.
So I mean, and he alienated Sue Costello. I mean, you name it. He was a dickhead.
Yeah, he was an addict. That's what addicts do.
Wow.
That's why they end up alone.
All right, hold on. Let me I gotta put this in my phone. Note to self: never invite Stuttering John to an intervention.
Never.
Yeah.
He does not get the point of that.
Yeah.
Artie became a dickhead. Artie's an instant asshole. Just add heroin. But I love Artie, and I hope Artie lives forever.
Wow.
Who wants to live forever?
By the way, you know, we were just watching last night in our drunken stupor, or at least in mine, the
Monday night, by the way.
Thanks for the $5. Rob's such a liar. He was licking Ant's balls up until Ant refused to go on his Rob's terrible show.
On his Rob's terrible show. And I wasn't licking his balls. I thought the guy was fine. I was never a fan of him growing up. Not so Artie went over there, and I met him a couple times. He's been on my show a couple times, and I always enjoyed having him on. But yeah, the guy is what he does in his personal life, I don't know, but it seems creepy. It's none of my business. I just don't like him anymore because he's tied up, and it's not funny. It's not fun. It's not funny. And going on.
Wow, you know where you got that from?
No, I don't.
Oh boy, of course. Mate, look at the light in John's eyes. Look at how alive he is for the first time.
The only thing he heard in that sentence.
Yep.
It really is. It woke him up.
I wish Rob would understand that all of these dues he's paying with John is making him a worse comic. If this is the audience you're testing material out to every day, this is not comedy. This is political. This is when politics, try and do comedy, and the joke is we make fun of the other side. There's no actual humor. The joke is there, the punchline. And he's training himself to just do that. And if he ever does stand up somewhere and tries this kind of stuff, he's going to be shocked at how just mean-spirited it feels when he comes out there and says any of this kind of stuff, and how the oxygen will go out of the room and how he'll blame the audience.
Like, it's impressive to see guys like Norton, guys like Artie, comics who make a living and get that instant feedback, the instant laughter from the crowd. They know they got a good bit. Radio, they're doing stand-up for 2-3 people, maybe one person, but they're throwing out a bit. They're trying something on a one-on-one basis, which is, it adds so much degrees of difficulty to it. It's insane. It's one thing to start in radio and then do stand-up, but to come from stand-up and then do radio where you don't have that instant reaction, that's a mind fuck. That's something you have to learn and get used to. And
it's a different discipline.
Yeah. And those guys were amazing at it. Amazing.
I was always really impressed when Howard would say, he would do this every once in a while. He would go, a caller would call in and they'd start talking, and he would just go, I got a bad feeling about this. I can feel people turning off their radios. We're just gonna, the idea, and John, so unaware that this was even happening, that Howard was directing the show, creating the show, and the listener, and aware correctly of what all of these different demographics were feeling and thinking about what was happening right now. And then his absolute insistence on hanging up and moving on to something that works. And that John was just a part of that. And I think about that a lot when we watch John going, and looking for stuff. And like you were saying, Mike, talking about his day, because Howard made it look too easy. He made them think talking about your day is the thing. No, it's when he does it. That's his thing. He's good at that. We don't want to hear about how you fixed your turlet. It's just not the adventure for us that it is for you.
Right.
And also, Howard had the best supporting cast for these stories, for these weekend recaps. He had Robin listening to every word, adding Fred, Jackie, all hands on deck are standing there holding that fucking net ready to catch Howard, and that's John has nobody. He even the people he brings in don't want to listen to him. He doesn't want to listen to his guests. So it's just this mundane fucking babble that is just he's a boob at the end of the day. He's just a boob, this guy.
It kind of broke my heart. Royce came up the other day, and maybe it was Clay or Rob that said, "Did you hear Royce got arrested?" And John had to hide his excitement and how happy he was at the thought of that. And when it turned out they didn't quite know, they weren't quite sure, it came up again on a later show. And this first, did he get arrested? Do we know? And then he's like, I hope that didn't happen to such a great guy. But if it did, let me know. He was disappointed when he wasn't arrested. He truly wishes ill will on the people that try to help him.
That actually helped him. Royce didn't try. Royce helped him. He legit helped him.
And it's another. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Schadenfreude, they call it in Yiddish.
Another fascinating aspect of John's personality is that he wants to be the bad boy so bad. He's got the motorcycle. He's got the tattoo. But if you're arrested, whoa.
Right. If you have a mugshot, you are not welcome on the Stuttering John podcast.
Yeah.
According to him.
I'm going to beat people up. He's this bad guy, but I've never been arrested. If you're a bad guy, you should be arrested at least once.
Yeah. It's not to say you can't be a bad guy without being arrested, but it helps credibility wise.
Definitely helps.
Remember when he got that ticket recently and it was like 8 different stories? We still don't even know if he got the ticket, if he didn't, because he just had to play every single angle from the bad boy who committed a crime and had to pay the price to the friend of the cops, to the celebrity, it wasn't actually my fault. It was we never knew. And then he paid it, but he didn't have to. And it's just a temporary one. He can't own anything because he's the bad boy, but also has to use specific language and don't offend me here. It's everyone to everyone at all times, and that results in nothing.
I went from I like when he tries to create a story or a diversion to keep us from focusing on his fuck up or where he went wrong, but in the course of doing that he helps us uncover actual bigger stories. Like that whole ticket story was funny as hell, but what was really fascinating was DMing with his pal Vegas beer sales Jerry and finding out that he left his title and other important documents that he moved from the West Coast to the East Coast with in a trash bag.
Yeah.
Like then forget your ticket. Yeah. Now we're all focused on who the fuck just carries their important documents in a trash bag and then leaves them at a guy named Vegas beer sales Jerry's house.
Right.
Fascinating. Wow. Adam, we're at 2 hours and 20 minutes. You want to get out of here? I don't want to keep you any longer than you want. We still got super chats in the package. If you're good, we'll keep going.
Talking about John, I got to be honest with you. I have very few people left to talk to about. I greatly appreciate having a place.
Adam, can I say I love having you here because you give such great perspectives on what that is.
Yeah. And what can we promote for you? What can we plug for you there, Adam?
There's a great article called Dabbleverse Experts on DabbleCon 2, and it was written by Darren Paltrowitz, who's a great writer, and he interviewed me and Cardiff and Christian Blatt and a bunch of other people in the Dabbleverse, and it was to promote DabbleCon 2, but it's kind of just a really well-written article about the Dabbleverse, and we get into the Feldman interview and a lot of great things, and I really would love everyone to check that out if they haven't already. I'm Reagan.com on Instagram and in the subreddit, and I'm just really grateful to be here and to have people to talk to about this thing I'm obsessed with. I love that there's something really special about over analyzing in an intellectual way the stupidest shit on the planet. There's something I love about that. I feel like we're recapturing glory from a past time, and it feels very relevant, you know, especially with everything that's happening in the world. I know it sounds crazy, but this Dabbleverse is bringing people from all over the world and all different political sides together.
Yeah.
Intellectual minds, artists that could be spending their time on much better things than this. They're writing songs, they're making documentaries, they're having podcasts that don't even talk about John anymore, you know, that have moved on to other things because we share this sense of humor. And I'm so just grateful to be a part of it. And I thank you for inviting me.
Anytime, open door over here. Anytime, anywhere, you're welcome here. And I knew we were on to something at DabbleCon 2 when I saw 3 black guys, and I was like, okay, we're crossing lines now. This is
luckily Cumia didn't see him, so
no, we kept him. We brought him in the back door. We didn't. What's your guest name? In awe of his voice, is he Gene Wilder's son? Can he melodically say, "Come with me"? I'll let you sing it.
World of pure imagination. Okay.
Yeah, he's very talented. His name's Adam Bush. Better recognize, bitch. That's all. All right, let's go.
But it's
you don't know?
I hear people say it all the time, but I don't.
Because when I interviewed Billy Crystal, and
Uh-huh.
I pissed him off because it's not fun. He didn't really say it. It's not fun. It's not funny. But when we did the parody of it,
you know what's hilarious about this? We've come full circle because last week during the, as John calls them, the pores, putting L's in the chat, he said it's not fun. This is not fun. He didn't even realize he said it.
He always had him saying it's not fun. It's not funny, and that's where that comes from.
Well, not surprising. I got it from Howard Stern's show. Yeah, but I thought maybe Mike Morse wrote it. But so yeah, I don't like Anthony. It's just like, it's not like I had a whole lot of respect for him. I always thought he was a talented guy, but it's just like just his joke of that fucking his head prostitute, Missy B, and then him doing works with the Shuli Network.
He's still, again, this guy Rob, he doesn't attack men with the same veracity as he does women. He really doesn't. Is in your opinion, is there incel vibes coming off of this dude or what? I mean, I just feel like both these guys are so angry with women.
I think, I don't know how to say this correctly, but I think when you've been alone for a long time, after a certain period of time, the anger creeps in and you're not even aware of it. And they're not even aware of it. They're not aware. You know, John didn't say a word about his candidate. He didn't say anything about like, so what's next for her? Like, you believed in this person. Like, you believed in Anthony. Like, you expect us to have the same faith. And you have no concern. The way they talk about women is so different. The idea that someone could call him creepy and he could disagree. No. You don't have the option. You're now creepy. And the difference between him and like all us three in this box, we know we're creepy. If anyone tells us we're absolutely.
Yeah.
Tell me how specifically. Like the idea that he's like, no, you're incorrect. I'll tell you. That's dangerous. Like that's dangerous stuff.
Yeah, that makes you insist on a kiss before you leave a car.
Right.
Yeah. And Rob, I know he's just playing it up to please the audience, but it shows you how people are easily manipulated and suddenly expressing values that might not even be theirs to just be a part of anything because we're so alone.
Yeah, I remember a buddy of mine had a friend that just went through a divorce, and him tell me, he's like, I don't think he realizes how angry he is with women after this divorce, because he would like, you know, my friend would hang out with them and they'd go do fun stuff, and only one of them's having fun, the other one's motherfucking women the whole time, you know?
Right. Yeah.
So I think you're right. Yeah, I think he's just so used to feeling that way that he doesn't even realize it's happening now.
He's on the apps all the time, and he's always talking about exes in the worst language possible. And he doesn't know, at the very least, when you communicate that to someone you're trying to be with now, that is a red flag. That is a warning sign. You cannot talk shit about your ex and expect the person you're talking to think you have any validity or awareness of what's actually going on.
Yeah. For our first date, we went to his ex's and threw eggs at his house. It's like, it's not going to work. There's not going to be a second date after that. Let's go. Where'd it go? There it is. Hello.
Hello.
And I can add this. You know, Aaron Imholt from Steel Toe, you can say a lot of things about him, but he's aware why we're interested in the drama that happened with his wife. Rob Saul trying to pretend that his ex leaving him for his cousin is not interesting in any way is delusional. Right. And come on, no one's gonna respect you as a host if you don't think that's at least worth talking about or worth questioning a little bit.
Yeah, it was a reoccurring joke on Levyland when they all worked together, and he had no problem with it. He leaned into it then.
Refused to come on my show. He's been on my show. It's because he's just, gone down the hackiest, most terrible road. And even his staff that kissed his ass are like, well, what is Anthony doing? Like, nah, Anthony didn't know about this work, did he? And he's like, even his staff was laughing, like they're cheering when Anthony comes on. They're laughing, we got you. Like, they didn't get him. Stuttering John didn't fall for it.
No, I didn't even care. I was watching the Yankees. And even Vince texted me, and I didn't even respond to him. It's like, I don't care. I mean, who cares?
It's too drunk to hold the phone.
Yeah, not responding to a Vince text. Everybody does that. So it's no big feat,
Here, Rob, I'll show you.
Josh from Jersey.
Who are you?
He had to bring up the Billy Crystal.
I do love when Harry met Sally.
That he found.
Yeah, you hear Rob. I do love when Harry met Sally. You're not helping yourself, Rob.
See, and that's where it's not fun. It's not funny comes from.
Oh, okay. It's not fun.
It's not fun. Garth Brooks. Shuli is a boring Jew with no talent and loves the kids in more ways than anyone can think. Can anybody type anymore?
Does he not at all see that he's yelling at Billy Crystal for not appreciating these obnoxious questions he was asking him, and then someone asks him an obnoxious question, he's like, "This fucking loser! Can't you get a life?"
Here's the more important factor here, if you're paying attention. When have you ever seen John put up a non-super chat before?
Yeah.
Usually only when it's a woman is his guest and they're asking about John. Aren't you going to ask her out? Then he puts that up.
Oh, right. A little help.
Garth Brooks. Shuli is a boring Jew with no talent and loves the kids in more ways than anyone can think. Can anybody type anymore? I mean, it's amazing.
That's the problem you have with that tweet, with that chat. Okay.
I know your kids are Jewish. You're all right with that part, right?
Yeah. Light brown pubes, not your mom's, Rob.
It's my $2. You're not getting any of this. They're talking about my mom's pubes, Rob. Nice try.
Penis Wrinkle 12. None of us believed the six-figure job was real anyway. Good. Oh, God, Rob. Any day now, I'll be out of this. And all these guys will be like, what do we do now?
What?
What happened? The show is going to go crazy. Whatever will he do?
Yes. Yeah.
Don't kid yourself. Anytime he tries one of these works where he's leaving town and he's telling us he quit or he got a job or whatever, it's all for us. It's all for this channel right here, because he really thinks in his mind that we're going to run around screaming in a panic if he ever leaves. He wants to believe that. So just the thought, just him tweeting out, "I'm gone," he sits back and he goes, "Oh, I bet he's shitting bricks right now." It's amazing.
What's that? Oh my gosh. Carla, Lady K might have to get a real job.
Oh, God. Did you see him ball washing Anthony?
Oh, no, I didn't. I'm glad I didn't see it.
Did he call him a hero?
This is every time him and Clay are on, it's just a support group of dudes who have just been wronged.
Just what a loser. Oh yeah, and he was getting emotional. What a loser! He was a. Will you do me a favor, Anthony? I have so much respect for you. Will you fuck me in my ass while my wife watches? Jenny Jingles, please.
Wow.
She's so hideous. Michael, thanks for the $2. John, you fake liberal. You're not tough or a fighter. I'm not a fake liberal. I am tough and I am a fighter. All proven. I hate buggers.
Wow. Why would he read that chat name?
Wrong stream. Flees from blue state to vote blue. What a loser. What?
Because
That's my favorite. The what? When he doesn't want to answer a question that he totally understands. He goes, what? I don't even know what that means.
where were you in
California.
California? So yeah, Florida is more. Florida. I mean, he's probably already got Florida by now, right?
I know they did vote for Obama twice.
Yeah.
Diablo sandwich,
years
thanks for the
ago.
$2 is actually. Oh, there I'm not reading that.
You just
Dom
did.
Adams, thanks for the $2. Trump wins 89,000 Amish voted today. Women can't win. Tim Stapleton. Rob, if you don't sue the Sandusky Network for that video, you're not even a man. Saying you do your dogs and aunt, come on and sue them already.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm keeping track of everything. Believe me.
You know.
There's a lot of.
Well, get ready to keep track around Christmas time. I think there's a new song coming.
And after the sticky boom.
It's
I mean, even though it's I mean, the only crime committed in that video is how awfully unfunny it is. But
well, we'll let the courts argue that. What's
Look at
going
that.
on, you fucking weirdo?
I mean, I'm talking about them leading people to believe that it's of fact of stuff like that. And most people know it's just silly nonsense anyway. And
You mean comedy? Comedy, Rob? Is that what you're trying to get to?
I'm gonna have him in court try to seduce the dog to prove that the dog's not into it.
J Dead 00. Thanks for the $5. For your information, John, I'm not quad father nor quadriplegic. I'm a paraplegic that you would never have the nerve to step up to. Now that's a fact hack.
That's our boy J Dead. Right there.
J Dead.
Your mom's
I like all these guys that can't walk or like real tough guys.
I mean,
What?
Hey, I want to try something. Can you put that picture of John in that lockup stutter again, real quick? Sure.
Oh, son of you.
All right, I just want to try that. These guys can't walk. Wait, I gotta hear that again. I'm
That's
sorry.
amazing.
Your
I
mom's
like all these guys that can't walk or like real tough guys.
Well, Sally can wait. Ba-na-na-na. That's it. Don't look
You can always tell when Joe mentally has snapped while editing the package.
back in anger. I heard you say. That's my favorite Oasis song.
That he doesn't know the words to?
Yep.
All right, so Rob, you could read Bob better than anybody.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try and
It's
find
B.O.B.
where
How
Bob,
hard is that?
let's see.
Oh my! It's like a spike strip laid out on the
Oh.
road. Just everything has come to a stop.
Trying to find where. I'm not going to be able to find it now. I never find anything that I want to find.
Like
Oh,
a
hold on.
career, a relationship,
Love,
love, yeah.
money.
I love the acceptance in that. Like nothing I can do about that.
Nothing I can
Just-
do.
it is
about
what it is, you know?
that. The cards have been dealt.
We're all gonna die.
All right,
Oh, there you go.
Rob. Let's see what I'll
Shuli,
trust you on.
What?
you just saw him mute it. Watch him mute and unmute it like 5 times before he plays it.
Ooh.
Maybe this is the OCD finally.
On this, since you know Bob a lot better than I do.
Okay, muted.
Okay.
Unmuted. Muted. Unmuted. Muted. Unmuted. Muted. Unmuted.
If there's an incel, it's Lady K. That's the incel.
He's
Let's
getting
face
laid.
it. Incels are celibate involuntarily. That's both of you.
Yeah.
No, I'm not celibate. And it's listen, I am out.
Let's see what this is.
All right.
It's unbelievable.
I don't mean you guys are going to see it. I just like the.
How is the? I don't know why I can't, Rob. I can't pull up like my lost interest. Why? Like I can't pull up the actual thing that I wanted.
Maybe he's blocked.
Interest. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you blocked him and you can't get in there or something.
Was somebody walking around in the background there?
I thought I saw somebody walk by. Yeah, hold on. Let's see.
Pull up the
Watch
actual
the
thing
door.
that I wanted.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Oh, I don't know.
Beetlejuice.
All right, I'll see you. Let me thank my guest today, Rob Saul, and now let me thank all of you generous super chatters. So here we go. Sheet Shitterson, my man. J Dead 00.
Oh, you could be right. He doesn't hit the video tab on their channel.
Oh.
Probably right.
And that's it. Well, I hope you all have a good night. I'm going to watch the election coverage. Go calm tomorrow. This is Stuttering John saying, Gigia!
Beautiful. Fantastic. Great job, Froggy.
That was great.
Yeah, let's get through these super chats so we can get out of here. Do Freebird. They want you to do Freebird, Don. I just had to pop in to say something to Mike. Aha. There. It's out of my system. Yeah. Now back to shitting on John.
Good
for
like
you. A professional.
Yeah.
That's Clyde, one of our many veterans here in the chat that hang out, support us. Support them back, please. Give him a thank you. Give him some love. Where is Stuttering John registered to vote? New York, Florida, or California?
Well, he changed his license to did it go through to Florida? Yes, it would be Florida.
Yeah. This is a fairly deep cut. How about the theme song to Hardcastle and McCormick?
Yeah.
There's no way.
No.
Drive. Push it till the floor till your engine screams. Drive. Driving like the devil that drives your dreams.
Wow.
He's making shit up now, aren't you?
No, that was it.
Yeah,
I remember that show. No matter how little I prepare, I'm never prepared. Turkey, thank you. Eugene, since this isn't his dog, does that mean it's his side piece?
Mm-hmm.
It's my gumad. Rob just wanted some strange. His dogs just don't do the trick anymore.
Yeah.
I'm tired of eating kibble every night. Rob isn't allowed to laugh on the jitney. He's already gotten a warning.
Yeah.
Wow. I believe that.
I sit in the silent car of the jitney.
How long did this abscess upon Florida practice those simple power chords to that child's progression? Flexi gifted a membership. Thank you, Flex.
It's important to note that John was playing guitar right at that one moment in rock and roll where it was kind of cool to play like you couldn't play. Like Neil Young, who's great, would make it real simple.
Right.
John Cale, like Velvet Underground, just not flashy notes. That's when he was popular. He was the real deal. He was like, oh, well, that's gone too far. We need actual musicians. Let's bring it in. He thinks, no, I'm doing it.
No.
And since he did it then, he's also doing it right now because it's all one for him. So he's still a better guitar player than Karl, even though he can't play guitar now. In his mind, because he once was, he still is. And that's his world.
Right.
I mean, he really, when you set it up like that, it really is a newer, it's like a remake of Forrest Gump. It's like, you know, the time he picks up the guitar and sucks at it is the time where shitty guitar players are gods. Like, what are the odds? What are the odds?
His ability to read words without any connection to them made him a brilliant communicator for Howard Stern. It's why those super chat compilations are so great, because he can say the name Hand Jobs Across America like it's like with no connection, like it's just a name. Right. He says penis wrinkle like it's penis, first name, wrinkle, last name. He just says it.
He's a gift. He's a gift. And the sooner we all realize it, the sooner we can return that gift and get our
Jenny, I just learned an E and an A and a B, and I think I'm going to be a rock star.
Hamhead gifting one. I like the new picture.
That was Shuli, by the way. That was Shuli.
That was me. Oh, hey, Don. Fraggle Rock.
Ooh.
Oh, hey, Crusher. Dance your cares away. Worries for another day. Let the music play down in Fraggle Rock. Work your cares away. Dancing is for another day. Let the Fraggles play.
Down in Fraggle Rock. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't really watch that. Matter is a good thing, isn't it?
He wasn't sure. Hamhead, thank you again for gifting a membership.
Shuli Network and Gash.
Oh, hey, Don. What about the theme to Wheels Ontario?
What?
I vaguely remember. I think it was like a series of commercials or something up here, but it was so long ago.
Wow.
I just could not think of it.
I remember Wheels Ontario.
Sammy later covered the Kojak theme on an album. See,
right. You were right, Shuli.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good call.
Oh, hey, Don. I don't suppose you remember the theme for Hey Dude. Ben Stiller's wife got her start on that show. 18 months with TSN, no pressure. Brian, we love you. I don't even know that show.
No.
Oh, hey, Funky Brian. I think 2 of my 26 kids watched it. It's little wild and little strange when you make your home out on the range.
Wow.
Start your horse and come along. You can't get a ride if you can't hold on. Wow. There you go.
Wait,
that's all I know.
Push the guy off my porch.
Wow, fantastic. Keep Punching has become a member all on their own.
My paywall.
Cup of coffee. Hey, guys, have a great weekend. Well, thank you. You do the same.
It's Wednesday.
Well, whatever. For some, it's a weekend.
Okay.
I'm proud of this name. Oh, hey, Discount Andre the Giant.
John Melendez, what?
What's happening?
I don't know. Adam, what piece of info did John confide in you as his integrity verification?
That's a great question. I mentioned a lot of people he knows from back in Long Island, and I kept repeating them and adding to it. And I think eventually he realized that I was who I said I was.
Wow.
And I think that because I'm from Long Island. We did meet. We did spend some time together back in the day. We know a lot of the same musicians, and he was a part of that scene, and he played with really great musicians. And I thought it was interesting that he didn't ask me about any of them. Like, he clearly knew them, but on the air, I thought he would want to kind of ask if I keep in touch with them or what's going on. And he didn't bring them up at all.
No, they can help him.
Wait, well, since we're bringing up various people in the Dabbleverse, I'm curious as to your thoughts on one Joey C. If you have any thoughts on Joey.
Oh, Rob Saul should watch what he was like when he did his shows with John and what he's like now, and how embarrassed Joey probably is of that character he had to become. You know, there was that one moment during the drunk stream when he had Joey doing that, like, what was it, like slow voice, like crippled kind of, and John was just laughing. And as you're watching John laugh at this, Joey's looking at him thinking, John's not even going to remember this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm lowered myself as low as I can possibly go, and he's not going to remember this.
Wow.
What am I doing? And then the second he left, even though it's full of drama and it's full of chaos, and I wish he would just kind of, not try and create the fake stuff, just roll with the real stuff and let us see how he handles it. I think he'd find a much easier time, because it's fascinating. I love hearing about where he lives and above the, the apartment above the spot, and then his neighbors. Like, I like that scene. And of course, him and his wife being real is great. I like it when it's real. Him trying to steal money by pretending he's in a blackout isn't the right move. And he needs to trust that he is enough. Just trust it and go with it. And
when he was walking down the highway, that was great. He's just
fantastic. Or he's dumpster diving. You're like, all right, we got something here. Like, this is not too many people are that comfortable that are able to fucking reveal that part of life or that side of them. So, and Joey was another guy that was involved in a work that we had going on with him and John, and there was this one episode where John started talking about Joey's wife and how he'd bang her. And I could see Joey's eyes. And as soon as the show went off the air, I called Joey and I said, listen, man, forget the work. Do what you got to do. You got to stand up for your wife. It's all good. Lay into this motherfucker. I understand. Forget the work, And the next time he was on, he went at John. And John was stunned.
Yeah,
he was a deer in headlights. He couldn't understand, and he had nothing to say until he threw Joey off. Same thing with Clay. He threw Clay off, blocked him. Then the fight. Then John talking shit started happening.
We got that brilliant moment where he was so, for the first time, submissive to Clay Dabbler, and then wait, I got to do these super chats. And he kept Clay waiting. He kept him waiting. He was nice to him. And then the chat came up from Clay, and he starts talking shit to the chat in front of Clay because he's confident enough to yell at the super chat, not the actual person. That was amazing.
Yep.
And that Joey C thing was great because it forced John into this crazy lie of that's how Long Islanders are, and that's how we just talk, and Vince, isn't that true? And anyone I can pull, isn't that true? To this day, people, because the Dabblers are so great, they're still like, hey John, why don't you try and fuck his wife? Wouldn't that be a Long Island compliment? And he has to answer for it and hold on to it and be uncomfortable. I love that.
Yeah, even when they don't work, the works work. I mean, come on. Ice Cold Chili, thank you for the 2 months. Adam's well-versed breakdown of the intricacies of the lol-cow psychology in such a calming voice makes him like the Jordan Peterson of the Dabbleverse. It's beautiful. Thank you. Stewie, 25 years working the prison system. The system is full of Stuttering John types, but they commit crimes.
Oh, he commits crimes. They're white-collar crimes.
Yeah. I don't know that, mailing drugs to yourself is white collar. Does Rob fire a three-knuckler?
Even if he had a white collar, it wouldn't be white for long. Right.
No, it wouldn't. Yeah. Does Rob fire a three-knuckler up Fido before he goes for the lipstick? I don't know what the process is like, Sean. Hey, Mike, thanks for the keychain. Took long enough, you lib jag.
Could you send that back, please? Could you send it back? Thank you.
Banned. I really enjoy Adam's sense of humor and knowledge. Likewise.
Yeah.
John reminds me of Hugh Jackman in the movie 42.
With the balls on his chin.
Hey, STDJ, it's called a dermatologist. Call one.
Yeah, wow.
That's what it is. Say what you will about National Socialism.
Remember when he called nitrous oxide sweet air?
Yes.
Robin was like, oh, you're one of those. He had no idea. Yeah. Skin doctor. It's a dermatologist.
Yeah. He hasn't been to a doctor. He's too broke. I'm calling uncontrolled diabetes. Explains the water chugging. And it's not just water he's chugging. He's chugging everything.
Yeah.
Can you Nogas wrap it up? You ain't helping me learn Operation. What is this?
Mind crime? Operation Mind Crime?
Oh, what is Operation Mind Crime?
I don't know. We're going to look it up. John
is the only boob I don't like to see. Hey-oh! Stewie, much like Adam, TSN has shrunk my social circle. It's the business we chose, people. John hates women. Rob is queerbo. Missy is the best. She would probably choke out Rob if it came down to it. Yeah. I was texting with her the other day because I picked up the new Call of Duty and she's on there. We're gonna play sometime. And she says, she's like, she said something. She's like, I got jujitsu. Oh, I asked her if she wanted to do point double point. She said, I'm going to jujitsu. And I said, smart. If I was dating Ant, I want to brush up on my martial arts as well. You know, I know a guy whose wife left him for his brother, and I can't understand how the brother is still alive.
It's tough. So Operation Mindcrime is a Queensryche album.
Okay.
Yeah, so now we know.
Jenny Jingles is hideous. She is not. And what do you sleep with, Monster Maker? First of all, Jenny is such a sweetheart. Voice of a fucking angel, that woman. The song she did at DabbleCon live.
That was great.
Wow. Hey, dude, I wasted my membership milestone. No, you didn't. I got to it, Brian. I was just picking the spots. That's all. How about the Great Space Coaster? There's no canoes like good canoe, like Gary canoes. Oh, wow. I remember that.
Yeah.
It's the Great Space Coaster. Get on board on the Great Space Coaster. We'll explore a comet ride of fantasy to a place where dreams fly fast and free. With new friends. Oh my God, I love Torment and Gary. We'll spin you through the galaxy on the Great Space Coaster. Get on board.
Wow.
It's an oldie.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
Sorry about the last one. Didn't know you read it. All good, Brian. All good. Look on the bright side, Mike. Trump's election means bigger paychecks for you. Your costs go down and your illegitimate kids can't enter the country. Well, two of those things are good.
Well, I'm excited about the kids stuff. Yeah.
I like this guy, Adam. Oh, hey, discount Ray Barone.
Oh, hey, Salty.
I love that people force them to do impressions. So that's what Zen looks like, clean shaven. Horrifying. No, that's Adam.
Much thinner. Much
that's
thinner.
Adam Bush. All right, we are all caught up. You guys are phenomenal. Adam, General Warts, tension. Listen, anytime, man.
Yeah.
Anytime. We'd love to have
you.
you back. I know, like you said, you don't have a lot of people to chat with about this. We are here. We loved having you. Phenomenal appearance. Thank you for hanging with us for 3 hours tonight, man.
Right in a cave. Awesome. Don't forget, he's in a cave doing
Tora
this.
Bora, this guy's in. Any last things we can plug? Anything we can you want to give out your social media again?
Oh, Reagan.com on Instagram and in the Dabblers Anonymous subreddit, Adam Bush everywhere else. PBC season 3 comes out in January, and there's a record called Peeled Back by Ali Gertz that I produced that's out now. You should give it a listen. Thank you so much for having me, guys.
And
I really
it's
appreciate it.
It's Bush BUSCH, right?
Like the beer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. And thank you for coming on, man. And anytime.
Great.
Anytime.
I just want to point something out really fast before I go. What John doesn't understand is that regardless of whether he's broadcasting, what you guys have done here is built a community. There's an actual community that's consistent and that you're in service of. And that's what happens when you don't block everyone. That's what happens. You form friendships and relationships and a shared sense of humor that can be translated to anything. And that's a big part of show business. And it did take me a while to learn that. It takes people a while to learn that, especially when they learn young. And it breaks my heart that people try and tell him, don't block, don't do it. And he can't handle the simple letter L is too much for him to even handle. And I like that we're all stronger. And this was a blast. Thank you.
And thank God for that.
Thanks, man.
Thank God that he can't handle it.
Yeah.
Otherwise we wouldn't be doing anything here. But we will be here tomorrow. So join us. Go support whoever you want. Thank you to everybody who super chatted, gifted, hung out, made us laugh. You guys are the best, and we thank you for your support. Have a great evening. Shout out to the boys in the back. Great job, as usual. Keep the L's coming. We love you guys. Have a good night. Bye.
That's all for the Uncle Rico Show. That's all for the Uncle Rico Show. grab one more beer and shout out, Skull Good. Bye.